Hello and welcome to another episode of Manifest Actual Play. I'm Tommy Cotton, and with me, not as always, is Dan Barron, Seth Lilly, Addie Gia, Roman Milan, and special guest Alejandro Tay. What up? Woo! We all remember Tay from last week's episode. This is Tay's first full episode feature. I mean, I guess unless like he just dies like 5 minutes in, then that would be, you know.
I'm hoping for that. I'm excited for it. I'm just ready to go out in a full blaze of glory.
Hey, guard your arms, guard your legs. Tommy's hungry.
But before we jump into any of the actual play, I want to say thank you to Argent Lum for the resub. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pass attention over to all of these wonderful people because they all have wonderful things to tell you about. Who wants to go first?
That's true. I'll hop in first. I'll do we're talking about our charity. Now, I know it's a new month, but we're staying with the same charity that we have because we think that they deserve extra love. It's the National Queer and Trans Therapists of Color Network, founded in 2016. It is a call to health practitioners to create a community of healing justice for queer and trans people of color. And their mission is to transform mental health care and provide leadership for communities who need it most. They prioritize the unique needs of QTPOC health practitioners who provide emotional and spiritual care in settings both paid and unpaid. And they envision a world where all people have access to healing resources, and those resources should be rooted in social justice. So that's pretty cool. So you can donate using the link that Tommy has surely put below by now.
Bam.
And if you have the capacity, please donate. Their resources go to their mental health fund and training for queer and trans therapists all across the country. And with that, I'll take the ball and I'll pass it on over to Dan.
He's the other way now.
Oh no! Oh
Listen.
God! Is it still
Listen,
the corner?
the
ball's
an
over by
elite
you.
outfielder like me can get to any ball, all right? Anyways, I don't actually have any announcements. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. You guys got some really good Instagram clues. There are no clues in this episode. 100% no clues at all. Roman, over to you.
Whoa, caught the ball. Yeah, y'all. So, as you may or may not be probably at this point right now, if you're watching this live, you are at twitch.tv/waypointlive. We're here every week, every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Central, around about 8 o'clock Central. Please, watch us live if you're watching us on the YouTube or other things maybe in the future. Please, watch us live. It's great to have you to interact with, to talk with in the chat, and also you get to see these beautiful buttons down here. And what I need you to do is I need you to take your grit. I need you to play to the gallery. I need you to twist the knife. I need you to punch it if you're able, and I need you to spend all your grit absolutely smashing these 3 buttons down here. Just really give it to them good. Quick draw, erase their family line, kind of give it to them. They really do support the channel because, hey, sometimes I forget what day and time it is. Everyone does, but Twitch never does. And they can tell you when it's Tuesday at 8 and then when we're live. If you hit that bell, if you hit that heart, you can follow us. And if you hit that big purple button, you can get a shout out like Argat Lom did because you've subbed to us, and that's so nice and so helpful to us. All the subs, all the bits, all the donations, everything, it goes to help support the stream, to make the stream better, to get on wonderful guests like Tay. Are you kidding me? Did you see him last week? And we got him again this week, and probably more weeks. Oh my God, Argent Lom leading by example. Thank you so much, Argent Lom.
Oh,
exactly, just like that. You smash that button, we give you a shout out. We're so happy. Thank you, Argent Lom. It all goes back into supporting the stream. We really do love and appreciate it. And please follow us on our socials. Hit us up on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, which we don't have any clues about this week. And one more quick thing. If you've got Amazon Prime, you've got a free Twitch subscription you may not know about. And if you're not using it, that's just money in Bezos' pocket. So just get on in here and use it on us. Or you could be like Ryak and just go off like an absolute legend.
Ryak just gifted 25. Holy shit, Ryak!
That's wild.
Y'all are two nuts up in here. And by two nuts, we mean we really, really appreciate everything that you guys do. And thank you so much for supporting the channel and continuing to support the channel. Y'all are absolutely insane in the best possible way. We love you for it.
True.
And now I'm going to take the ball, and I am. Let's see, it's right up here to Addie. Ugh. You remember that early TikTok trend?
Absolutely,
So before I give you a whole bunch of rundowns on everything that I say every week, I am actually going to lob it on over this way and down to Tay. So he can talk a little bit about what he does when he's not playing with us. Yeah.
Addie, thank you so much for that ball, for that pass. Yeah. When
Playing
I'm,
Rebound
when
up
I'm
in here.
you can't see me too fast. Y'all, when I'm not playing Manifest with these crazy coots, I am leading games over at Tabletail Games, along with you know her, you love her, Addie Gia. You can book us both to run games for you. You could hire Addie to run Manifest for you. Like now, you could go to tabletailgames.com, book a private session, or hop into a public game where they're running all your favorite RPGs. We're running D&D. Addie's about to start Monster of the Week. It's absolutely incredible. You can check us out on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram, where there are also no secret clues, but it is at Tabletail Games. Tabletail Games everywhere. All of your best RPG supplies are sold. And we have an actual play coming out that I ran, that Addie played in. It's coming out in less than a week on August 8th. We go take a walk on the Feywild side.
I totally forgot that was this week.
I know.
Happy you said something.
It's going to be so... I saw a cut of it, and it's really good. I'm excited.
Oh,
so here's your ball back.
It's really good. Go watch it. It looks awesome.
So thank you, Tay, for being with us. And I am here to tell you that we put out a Kickstarter update. So for those of you who are our Kickstarter backers, or you pre-ordered or anything like that, we put out an update. You can find us at kickstarter.com/manifest the RPG with a bunch of hyphens. It's just Google it. We, as we've announced before, are going to be at Origins with a booth, and there's going to be potentially some events you guys can participate in as well. So keep an eye and ear out for that. A weather eye, I think, is what we used to call it in Essential NPCs.
It's just a saying. It's just a normal saying that people say.
I cannot stress enough that though Tommy has shown me evidence of this, that's nothing and no one says it.
It's just a thing people say.
Y'all invented it on Essential NPCs, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Came into the universe.
Thank you, Argit Lom. Argit Lom's got my back on this.
Before Essential NPCs, that's the question.
Do you have a timestamp on when you first said it? Because we do.
So in addition to that, we're putting our final first merch line together in preparations for Origins. So if you want to go to Columbus, Ohio, for the best reason, maybe only reason, to go there, Origins Game Fair at the end of September. We're going to be there. It's going to be a crazy good time. I'm really excited to go. And we've got some other cool things. I know I say every week, we've got cool things happening. But we do have cool things happening. Like we got a bunch of dice in that I think Roman is playing with today. Is that right?
I don't know. I just might have some dice around here.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we've got
snap.
those and our pins, and our web store is coming. We're opening up very soon, so I'm super excited. It's going to be really, really cool. And yeah, that's about it, I guess.
right.
I can't really think of anything else. We're here. Subscribe. Well, we love you. Thank you for being here. Awkward. Continue. Tommy, tell them
Okay.
about the economy. Lie to
Throw
them.
in the ball. Throw in the ball.
I need the ball. I need the ball. Hey, hi. All right. So let's talk a little bit about viewer grit. And it's a thing that you have that you can use to do cool things. Cool things like interact with the gameplay. So you have viewer grit at the bottom of your chat. You can spend it to give grit to one of these lovely players or to myself, the GM. It's incredibly worth noting. The players cap out at 12. 3 of them are maxed out right now. Porter, Scruff, and Gus are all maxed out at 12 grit, so they can't take any more grit until they spend it.
Let me fight a tea kettler, you coward.
Dex has 8, Eloise has 10, and I have 10 now because there's an extra player. But you can spend your grit to give grit to them. It's an expendable resource they can use to manipulate their rolls for the better. And if you give it to me, I can manipulate their rolls for the worse. But they get the grit after I spend it against them. So, you know, it's a nice cheap way to get them grit and make the game more spicy. But that's how you can use the viewer grit. Looks like 1 grit to Dex from Ryak. I'll go ahead
I'll use
and
this
add
for
that now.
guns, probably.
All right, cool. Done and done. Those 10 grits say, I desire arms. You are correct, Argit Lom.
So this session will be called A Farewell to Arms.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh, no.
Now I
Oh my
have it.
God.
Now I have a goal. I want to make it so
Easy
that
come,
Why
easy
go,
go, you know?
So wait, we had a very long discussion while you stepped away for about 3 minutes earlier this evening, Tommy, and we want to all know we have thousands upon thousands of viewer grit, and we wanted to know if we could buy grit for you.
If it indirectly goes to us.
no, you can't. No, you can't.
If we just love you so much,
You
and we
guys-
think you're doing such an awesome job,
Listen,
Tommy.
this is fucking
No,
Robin
no,
Hood with
no,
GameStop
no.
all over again. All right.
You deserve this grit.
No.
Our hearts are full of grit to give.
He
All
was
of-
right there on the verge. Oh
I-
my gosh.
No, you guys don't get to spend your viewer grit. You always watch it. God, I can't even. I wouldn't even know what to do with the amount of grit you guys would be able to give me.
You know, I was just send you like 4 or 5 a week as a gift.
Too
You know,
much. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Nothing expected in return. It's a gift.
Yeah, just think of it as a stimulus package.
No. Okay.
It's a bailout package for Tommy the Bank.
All right, so we are going to jump into the actual play, but before we do, we have some amazing character art from Kate May that we're going to take a look at as we transport our minds to the worlds of Manifest. Though I do want to say really quick before we do the whole diddly-do, thank you again to Argit Lom and Ryak for all the gifted subs. Y'all are fucking champions. Thank you so much. You guys are crazy. I put on the hat for you. I'm not going to be able to wear it the whole time. It's so hot in this room. But here we go. Let's go into Manifest.
Oh my gosh.
Bobby, you can't. I don't care that we're coming back. Scruff in the group shot is too good to not talk about with the people.
So good. I love these like fire extinguisher with multiple like readout.
It's so good. I had a lot of fun just like planting them right in the center, like
Man, it was so much fun just coming up with that idea with you, Tommy. But Kate May, oh my god,
Yeah.
just like knocking it out of every park that's ever existed and just into like continual orbit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Shout out to Kate May. She's amazing. There's a link to her page. You should go.
Yeah, she does she also has like, I think she's working on like a comic,
Yeah.
and she does like a Critical Role themed stuff for like Jester.
Lots of prints.
Sword thing is
yeah.
like crazy good. So yeah, you should go and check her stuff out. You can buy her stuff on her website or at any local convention that she's going to, which I think she has a schedule to on her website. She's great. I love her. I'll tell you guys all the time.
All right. While that was going on, +1 grit to Dex from Fiddler Undone says, well, this grit has to go somewhere.
X's grit are like bullets that just load straight into his gun.
All right. So, what has happened thus far? Dex, Porter, Eloise, and Gus have been on the trail of basically an overarching conspiracy revolving around Brimstone Garrison, a militia garrison in the Fort Dearborn territory that appears to be doing is confirmed now to be doing experimentation on illuminated people. They, during their journey kind of like discovering this stuff, it started with them investigating the FPC, an underground organization, the Free People's Coalition, that seem to be championing illuminated people and anyone who is being oppressed by Fort Dearborn. They are led by the mysterious figure known as the Raven, who these drifters are now on sort of a path to meet soon. They help the FPC out with discovering the name and location of Santiago San Lucas, right? That's your actual name, Scruff?
That's what they put on my ID card.
Who now goes by the name Scruff. They met with Scruff, who is the only known escapee of Brimstone, and also like Patient Zero, like the original baseline for all of the experimentation that's going on there. They linked their minds with Scruff, and Scruff gave them a truly horrific series of images and memories that he was able to permanently save in his brain for perfect recall at all times. Just, really scarring, terrible things that you'd like to forget. He can't. And they learned a little bit about what's going on in Brimstone. There's a scientist who came out of retirement, whose name is Ulysses Pruitt, who is working for Brimstone for maybe slightly unknown reasons, but Brimstone is using his research to move their needs forward, and Soma Pharmaceuticals is using his research to move their desires forward. It was all based around Scruff. Many samples were taken from Scruff as Pruitt tried to learn more about the nature of illuminated people and the ways in which those powers can be manipulated.
At least the lab rats got cheese at the end.
And we ended the last session with all of them convincing Scruff to join their cause, at least for now, in their fight against Brimstone. They know that that word has been sent to the Raven, that they are going to be in and or around Tobias Station with the person who the FPC is searching for, Scruff. They're about I think 2 days out from Tobias Station right now, on the side of the road, We ended the evening with all of them, I believe, deciding that they wanted to make their way towards Tobias Station, and also Eloise was given a significant amount of crafting materials, I think, in order to work on a vehicle of some kind, an alternate vehicle. I guess I don't know if you're working on that like now or if you're waiting until you have somewhere else to work on it.
Oh, I was gonna work on it, kind of as we were going. Probably, I certainly don't start it right away, but like right away, like tonight, but because we were about to go to sleep, winding down and stuff. But
Sure. So with something as big, because it's an aircraft, right? You're making some form of like air transport.
yeah,
With something,
it's most likely a helicopter.
yeah, with something that big, basically at a certain point, you're gonna have to set down roots to like work on, to like actually spend the time to work on it.
Yeah, I figured I'd make like the center console or something first.
So you can like make the roll and know like how long it's going to take you, but like once you guys like, unless you want to like set up and like build in one location, like the time on that roll kind of is like paused until you get somewhere where you can actually work on it. But yeah, you all rest up overnight, and as
actually,
yeah, I mean it's the evening, so like you guys have it's the dead of the evening. I think everyone was feeling pretty tired and beat up from all of Scruff's terrible memories. The camp has been put kind of back in order. I don't know if Scruff returned any of the things he stole, but yeah, it's the end of the night. You all have eaten. It's late night. People, you're winding down for bed. What do y'all do?
So I was gonna like after everybody's like turning in or whatever, I was gonna go like knock on Porter's tent.
Okay.
Hello? Oh. Hey, what's up?
Hi. Could I it turns out you were kind of really very right. And I was wondering if maybe like I could sleep next to you.
Oh. Yeah, absolutely. Come in. Do you need something to drink or I don't know, pajamas or
No, it's fine. I just that was I didn't know. I mean, people can be real bad, but I didn't know people could be that bad. And I like I thought, you know, it would be bad, but like it would be okay. And it would definitely not be okay if I went with Black Star, and so you had a better frame of reference, and so and am just I wanted to. It's really dark. Can
I know.
Can I stay here?
Of course. Yeah, come in.
Okay. And I like climb in the tent. I don't know how big they are. I figure they're like little pup tents, but I don't know.
I think Porter's is like a lean-to coming from the back of his wagon, you know, like there's like a flap that opens up and goes down, and you can kind of zip up the sides there.
Yeah, so I'll like climb underneath.
No.
It's like cozy.
Do you want to? Can I? Do it would be all right if I like held you? That'd be okay.
Yeah. And that will be okay.
I think he kind of like wraps his arms around her and he's like, I'm really happy that you're not going to trade yourself for somebody as silly as me.
I would.
I
I don't think you're
would
silly.
too. Just so you know, I know it's not in the same situation, but if it came down to it, I'd do anything to protect you.
Maybe we could just not get in so much trouble.
that that would definitely be preferable. I don't know how we keep getting ourselves in the situation. So we can't help but poke the hide behind somehow.
What? What? Is there
sorry.
Is that it? I didn't think you could see them.
That's
How
why you
could
shouldn't poke them. Like, just go around poking trees, being like, "Are you a hide behind? Are you a hide behind?" I think that's where the phrase
That
comes from.
seems
It's just a very
really
silly thing to do.
inadvisable. Yeah, no, that doesn't seem very
Right.
good at all.
That's why we need to. We should. We gotta stop doing that.
Right. We shouldn't go looking for trouble so much, maybe. Except for,
I say as we go into the Tobias station to meet a strange individual in control of a secret faction of illuminated people.
maybe any more trouble.
After this, no more trouble. All right, we're done with trouble after this one last job.
And okay. And I like snuggling.
And I think there's like a poking at the tent door.
Yeah.
Are you a hide behind?
No, Scruff. Just go back to bed. It's fine. Hide behind can't talk.
Then I guess you're not. Okay, all right. Have a good night, everyone.
Oh my god. I can't give you guys grit. Well, also while I went on, I'm gonna break the narrative for a second. Laura, oh my god, 30 gifted subs.
Oh
Laura
my
the Bard
God.
coming in.
Unreal.
I think she did 25 and then saw that she only had to do 5 more to beat Ryak, so she did 5 more to beat Ryak. You guys are amazing.
This is
Thank
my
you all so
favorite
much.
Let them fight.
So the next day comes, and you're able to pack up. And Eloise, you said you wanted to get working on whatever it is you're building.
Yeah. So of course I call Scruff over to explain what I'm doing.
I'm already there.
Yeah, that's
You get
I
out
didn't
of
see any-
Porter's tent, and Scruff is just like right outside.
Oh. Right. Hi. Okay.
You got
yeah.
a debt.
What?
Well, you agreed. You're gonna teach me everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, pay up. Knowledge now.
You're in between me and the supplies.
Is that gonna be a problem? Man, you're not as good a crafter as I thought.
I mean, if you just want your cubes back, if you don't think I'm very good, then that's okay.
Well, let's see what you can do.
Okay, come on this way. So have you ever like start talking about it?
Yeah, I think if you ask Scruff what his whole deal is and if he has ever, you very quickly learn that he has a lot of like random bits of knowledge that don't cohere whatsoever. Like he will intuitively like understand the functioning of something, but not at all know how it came together, how it was built, how it was like he was only in charge of the maintenance of very fancy high
so you
tech.
can like
but he
look
didn't
at
build it.
something. You can that's so neat. So you look at something and you know how it works. But I can,
No.
yeah, right.
Well, if you
Like,
tell me.
oh, sure. So, okay. And so what we're building is the rotary. So basically all of the teeth and all of these gears that I'm fabricating, they like mix together and in a way, so they turn this side gear and it'll make a propeller and makes this the propeller spin. And then here you can see there's this band, and this band is the thing that will modulate how fast and slow it goes. So this is a very important part, and you can only patch it, like a certain number of ways. You have to temper it. So, and I like, like start burning, like burning it. So the rubber is like tempered, so it has enough elasticity to do that, and then like just start building it and like explaining what I'm doing, and it's really fun to have somebody listen. So
I am 100% mind banking all of this. It's like the most important thing. I'm spending whatever shine I need to. This is the most important thing that I've ever learned. Someone's actually teaching me. It's great. It's great. It's been a long time.
Yeah, go ahead and roll Mentalist. Let's see how good your mind bank is, and then from there, I think we'll just have you spend X amount of shine to be you however many times you had to do it based on that roll.
I got 3 hits, and the highest was an 8.
Okay, so it's unopposed, so the highest won't hit you up.
Won't matter.
But don't forget you also have like reliability.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did it.
That's a bad roll for you.
I will say, you've also got 12 grit, which like
wait.
the people
Yes,
want to give you grit.
this is so important. This is so important. Yes, I'm gonna twist the knife in my own brain just to make a little bit more room for this knowledge and get 4 successes.
You're twisting the knife twice. Oh no, you had 3. That's right, you had 3.
I had 3. Yeah.
Okay. So you're just twisting the knife once. Cool.
Also, can we quickly verbally thank Ryak?
Yeah, Ryak dropping
For 10 loss.
another 10 gifted Ryak as the war continues between Ryak and Laura.
Y'all is nuts.
you're supposed to turn off your phone when you're on a plane.
+1 grit to Eloise from Ryak.
Hooray! I take it back.
Okay.
Right, indeed.
So with 4 successes, that means you can take basically like 5 minutes of recording in your head, or like 24 or like 24 photo like still images. So it sounds like you're probably doing recording. And so you're doing it multiple times.
I think probably what I'm doing then is I'm doing the how to step by step, and every so often I'm like shoving Eloise out of the way to be like, all right, again, okay, keep going. And I'm like taking like how
You're like
That's
making
amazing.
a manual. Yeah, absolutely.
Scott's constructing a full WikiHow article in his mind.
That's amazing. Okay, so so that's 3 focus, or I guess maybe for you it's a different amount of shine.
it's only 2 as of last session.
Yeah, because you have your abilities cost a little less. So go ahead and spend 6 shine. Because you'll mind bank multiple times to get all the things you need as Eloise, just like as you guys like eat breakfast and pack up the camp and get ready to go. Like Eloise and Scruff are just off to the side, with Eloise basically just straight up teaching Scruff, who is like energetically like paying fervent attention to everything she's doing. Eloise, go ahead and spend the crafting materials. What is the transport you're making? It's a helicopter?
It is a helicopter.
Okay.
But I have now taken the know-how, talent, original design, which means that it costs me 2 less.
Yeah.
To make. So I only have to spend a certain amount that I definitely remember and wrote down. I know I have enough, but yeah, let me look that up really quick.
Air vehicle.
It's a less one.
Does it cost her any more if every so often I'm also trying to like help and like getting in there with toda my Omni tool and like trying to? Well, I saw you do it.
No, that's
it's
right.
like
That's
that,
right.
But actually, this you bring up an actually extremely good point, Tay. You should roll to
I
assist.
refuse for help. I refuse help.
Oh, you're just giving him.
I already rolled it, and I don't want help.
Too bad.
It's perfect. It's perfect already. I already rolled it. Okay, I refuse it. He messes it up. I refuse to help.
This is perfect. He is messing you up. Go ahead and roll.
No.
Go ahead.
No hits.
Roll
Get no
machinery.
hits.
Roll machinery, Tay.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh man, machinery reasoning. Oh, reasoning. All right. Ooh, I can reroll one of those.
You can add your Omni tool, right?
I'm just gonna like bang bang. You know what? That was pretty good, but like I'm gonna make some of my own luck. I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna roll some more. I'm gonna roll 2 more.
Okay, making your own luck twice.
All right. That is 4 hits.
All right, you have a +4, Eloise. And Scruff, you are at 8 grit now, and I'm at 13. All right. So yeah, Eloise, normally it's 14 machinery cubes and 6 tech cubes.
Right. So, but instead it's 12 machinery cubes and 6 tech cubes. I'm gonna make my own luck. Ha! Ha! It's not enough. It's not as many hits as I got on my original roll, but it is still 6 hits.
Yeah, so Scruff does. You think maybe you were going to have a more efficient time of doing this, but then Scruff, in giving you a +4, stops your dice from exploding.
Look, I'm helping.
That's
It's great. See, this is why Toda can do everything you want. Look, watch. Oh, your Omni tool can become a little lever? Okay, well, mira, you put it here, you got the fulcrum and you lever it. Oh, shit, was that supposed to fall off? All right, we'll put it back. It's good.
we don't need it. It's fun.
This is so it started off with Eloise like teaching, and now it's like by the time you guys are about to hit the road, it has like evolved into like this full-on like farce as they're like, the thing is, like, Eloise, like, mostly, like, you might not notice this in the moment, but like in general, it's just that you two have such wildly different approaches to crafting that like he's not doing anything that is like not progressing things forward, but like it's so like, you know, disarming for you, and you get so like unbalanced by it because like he's just like going at it like, and it's working. But you're like, oh god, no, and then he perfectly like aligns to things, and he's like,
Huh. I said, wow.
Ella puede hacer todo.
Say.
Cool. So then mark that down in your journal. You can
This
roll.
is the first thing I've ever had to actually write in my journal. I'm so upset.
You can spend grit to make that not true.
Oh, I could. What is that, 6 grit to do that?
So
How?
you got 6 hits?
No, I have 6 hits.
Okay, yeah, you need 2 more. So
Right.
it'd be 4 more grit.
Oh,
For
it's
you-
just
for you
4
to
more
tw-
grit?
right? It's 2 to twist the knife.
Yeah, it's two.
It's just 2 to twist the knife. Did we change that at some
Yeah.
point? Did it used to
No,
be
no.
3?
Addie,
Really?
it's been 2 for years.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, no, I'll just spend 4 grit. That's fine.
All right, Eloise is down to 6, and I'm
Okay.
up to
Hey,
16.
remind me, because I'm still learning. I'm still learning this game. What? How do you explode a dice? How does the dice explode if you hit your target?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing changed. It's fine.
It's okay because I was already with your +4 rolling for I was rolling for 18, so even if it was difficult, I'd still only be exploded on 17.
You can take my 18s.
No, I mean that's the thing is that 18s
right.
are always failures, and so are 19s, and so are 20s.
Yeah, 18s, 19s, and 20s always
So,
fail. So once
If you go
you're
above that threshold, it's just 17s explode.
If you're,
But like
if you're,
it-
Check.
sorry, if you're at 17, can you play to the gallery up to 18?
no.
18s,
No.
19s, and 20s are always unsuccessful.
Just curious.
Anywho, I do it. I don't even have a space. I don't even have a crafting journal. I just have a to-do list.
You've replaced your crafting journal with things you want to work on.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Crafting dream journal.
you're gonna create a friggin' helicopter. But it's still
Just
gonna
casually.
take you. It's still gonna take you what, a week, because you're not cutting corners or anything. Or no, yeah. Can you? How long
I
does it
did
take? You have
intend. I
talents
did
and stuff,
intend.
so-
Yeah, I did intend to cut corners, but I don't have Master Crafter yet. So it's just my Omni tool, which is half the time.
So you were cutting
I
corners?
was, but I didn't say it ahead of time, and I forgot until you asked me how long it was going to be. So since I didn't roll with that intention,
Well, so the thing is, yeah, I guess not. Well, basically, when you cut corners, the number of successes you need goes down. So like this has gotten like you've gone way like we've spent a bunch of grit and everything. Like
yeah, no, I'm not. It's fine. This is fine.
Okay. So
I think it takes the extra time because Scruff is helping.
Every single time you utilize your Omni tool in any way, shape, or form, Scruff is like very actively focused on that, and you think you see his teeth just kind of like flash a couple of times just on the Omni tool as he's like trying to like steal ideas for Toda. And I think at the end of this session, Scruff turns to you and goes, "You know, I've worked on some pretty incredible tech in my life, but I never really saw how it all came together. I sort of came in after it was broken and like I could fix it, but you're the real deal. You're pretty incredible."
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It must be all that moon knowledge you're taking from the outer stars. It's just
You know,
absolutely
actually,
amazing.
trigonometry in like physics and stuff really does help. So it's kind of like moon knowledge if you're thinking about it as a celestial body transiting through space.
I told you she's a wazit. She's a wazit. I told you. She admitted it.
Hmm. But did I admit it?
Oh, that's that moon monster. Like you're trying to catch me. He'll hobble away.
yeah. So Eloise, you get some of the smaller parts done, but you're gonna have to basically set up shop for a week somewhere to craft. And y'all hit the road, yeah?
When did they say that the Raven was going to be in Tobias Station?
There was no timetable given. It was
They did not.
they said the Raven will contact you.
Okay.
Not creepy at all.
Yeah, I think Spy Station's a place to be.
Cool.
I think that I could probably, like, especially since Scruff is not, as I understand it, not going inside Tobias Station, I could probably stay outside with him and do the crafting if we needed to.
Yeah, if I don't have to go into Tobias Station, I will not.
I mean, you have
I
a
have to.
delivery for Kilburn.
Well,
you giving that
He
a...
already negotiated Porter
To go take
Yeah,
care of it.
Porter's doing that. And he's getting a whole 10% on top of, if he negotiates anything beyond what I would originally get, he gets 10% of that cut. That's what we
Wait, is
said.
that-
We exchanged
No,
licorice
we
on it.
agreed on.
That was...
Oh yeah,
that was-
it's like a steel trap up here.
I know.
I could
I've
play
seen
it back for you. Hey, Eloise, connect our minds. I want to play it
No,
back. Play back
that's
the
fine.
tape.
That's fine.
I'm
No, it's
never
all
doing
right.
that.
It's all
I'm
right.
never doing that. No, I'm never doing that again. I'm just never. That's
Who-
not
who-
happening. I can't.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I who am I to disagree with the goodness of a licorice vow? So you're right. I'll negotiate. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right.
So you hit the road, and it is easy transit to Tobias Station, and eventually you wind around one of the curves around some stones, and you see this large facility built into the body of a mesa, with two huge like hangar like exits on the ground that kind of enters into the central body where there's a like ever living like trade bazaar, and then several smaller like hatches and hangars like are visible from like different levels going up the mesa, as there is like occasional like air transit that like goes in, and there's like a big post office that is built away from the mesa that a lot of people coming and going don't even stop in Tobias Station. They like go and drop off and pick up at the post office and then move on. But you, both Porter and Scruff, you know that Danny Kilburn's hangar is in the in like the like mid floors. You know, like where his like the way to his hangar and how to get to him. That's where he operates his courier service, and that's where you're gonna have to deliver the goods. You can also see as you get a little closer, there's a couple LRC towers. There's like one built right by the post office, but then there's a couple that seem to be like kind of protruding out from the mesa itself, as if there's some interior terminals. And then you can see kind of like some gleaming in the some buildings gleaming in the sunlight on the top of the mesa, like and Porter for sure, and probably Scruff would know that that's a place called the Upper Crust. It's the it's housing up there. There's housing all throughout the station, but like the Upper Crust is just mostly like luxury housing and niceties. And so like Scruff, you might know it's there. I don't know if you've ever gone there, but yeah, so you can see those buildings, and there's like one building like kind of at the head of the mesa that's like taller than all the rest, and as you pull up, it like shines like this opalescent glow as the sun hits it. And you pull up, and you guys are parking your vehicles outside of Tobias Station while some of you go in and some of you stay in the vehicle.
Seems like.
Gus, this might be the most industrialized place you've seen. I don't remember if you've ever been to a factory town.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, Gus wants to go in and see all the things. Look at it all. Oh my god. It's built into like a flat mountain. And there's like houses up there, but like there's stuff down here too. Dang. Okay, y'all. Dang. This is wild.
Yeah, and there's like Gus,
Yeah,
you see probably more people in one place than you've seen in a very long time, because while Tobias Station has like actual residency of like maybe 1,000 to 2,000 people max, like the amount of people that are there at any given moment is like anywhere from like twice to 5 times that, because there's so many people just like passing through for a day, as this is one of the major trade hubs in the Badlands. And so you see like air vehicles going in and out of hangars. You see as you're pulling up, a whole nomad pack is just driving away, like kicking up a massive cloud of dust as it heads quickly and sharply to the west.
They look fast.
They look very fast. They look exceedingly fast. And like you see just like there's like garages like in that, like you see as you pull up, like you guys are just kind of pulling off to the side, but you see people like who are coming in, like take their vehicles to a giant garage door that like opens up and goes underground. As people like kind of drop off their vehicles, it's like you've seen stables where it's like garages and you know, lots for people to park in, but like this, like you see it's subterranean.
This is y'all. What the? There's people for all these buildings?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean at least one per? Yeah.
Just one per. Oh my goodness. Some people
That's
got buildings all to themselves. Yo, I don't.
It's all right, big fella. It's all right.
There's so
You know,
many of
I
them.
think they have a rebound court here as well.
Oh, that'd be fun. God, but there's so many dang people. They probably got the best in the world here.
It doesn't really hold a candle to the Lost Process one. It's a small little like rebound court in the upper crust.
Rec Center rebound
What's
court.
the name? What's the name of the Tobias Station rebound team?
It's so you don't know any of the teams. It's mostly just people who live up. It's kind of like tennis clubs, but rebound.
Sure. Is it on the upper crust?
Yeah. The rebound court is in the upper crust. It's
Dang,
cleaner than the one in Lost Process, but less impressive.
This many people, you'd think they'd have better rebound court. People be playing? I don't know. This is nuts, y'all. There's so many dang people here. Hey, ain't got any room to spread out or like farm or
No, it's mostly trade, I think. Not much farming goes in here. I think this is where the farmers would be shipping their things.
right? Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, we I don't know. We shipped our stuff off, but I didn't realize this is where it was ending up. This
That's
is
right.
amazing.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. You should check out Fort Dearborn. Oh man, that place is crazy. You can't even like see out to the plains or nothing. It's just buildings, man. It's like you're doing like what you're doing, but like times 1,000.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, Scruff. That sounds really neat and like something I would like to see. However,
I think we're gonna fly over it. Probably, right? I mean, that's what the helicopter's for, right?
I mean, I hope not. Recent events have made me think that maybe being in Fort Dearborn itself is not best.
Oh no,
place.
it's a fucking hellhole. No, absolutely. But
Got it,
like
got
for
it.
a flyover, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we could fly over San Cordero. I hear it's so pretty.
Oh, I never been.
Yeah, maybe let's see if Elle flies over San Cordero. That'd be fun. That'd be a neat little treat.
Yeah, can you fly us over San Cordero?
Please.
The tug on your sleeve.
I mean, sure. They have a nice landing pad at the top, right above the water.
You heard her. You heard her.
Yeah,
We're going
she's
to San
gonna do
Cordero. It's a
There's a
promise.
landing pad over a waterfall. Oh my goodness. Oh dang.
Let's do it.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Oh, thanks,
It's pretty-
Elle.
It's pretty
I
far
like
south,
you.
so maybe not right now. Also, I have to
Sure.
finish building the helicopter, but then like
Mhm.
after that, and you
Ooh.
know, yeah,
On the way to like the gunslinger, on the way to the legionnaires, oh, we could stop and have a nice time, and then we could go and give them their guns.
that is extremely out of the way.
Oh.
But we could just go. They have, that's where the original Light in the Darkness plays are put on, right?
What?
You're shitting me.
There's plays you can watch. You can
What?
watch Rico do his work.
Yeah. I mean, I thought you guys knew. It's like they write the plays and they perform them, and then they like fictionalize the plays so that they're digestible over the LRC.
Dang, how do they get all the vampires? Or like the big scientifically made wasset? How do they get those on a stage? It's got like a big stage.
Scruff usually has like a big smile on his face, but it all drops. It's just dead serious. And he gets up close and just dead eyes you, Eloise, and is like, if you're fucking with me, I will never forget the lies that you told this day. Do you swear upon your mother and your mother's mother all the way back for 10,000 generations? Do you swear that what you say to me is the truth?
Hey, Scruff, now let's chill out for a second, but
No!
seriously.
This is important! Shut up, big guy!
Seriously,
This is
Eloise, that
me
would
and
be
you.
uncool.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
Oh, I can't believe it! This is awesome! Oh my god!
Yeah,
This is
Scruff, we gotta go to San
great.
Cordero!
We gotta go!
Oh man. Nice vacation down in San Cordero.
At this point, Porter, you have collected all of the goods off of Scruff's vehicle that are going to Kilburn's. You have it on like basically like Scruff has like a part of the vehicle that like pulls off and like makes it like low to the ground, like hover, like a wheel cart that you can just pile things on and move it around.
But one corner does drag in the dirt, so there's still like physical effort that you have to put into it.
Sure, of course. Nothing can be easy. That's fine. Who's coming into town then?
Yeah, I want to go into town. I want to see all the things. I want to see all the buildings.
All right, and Dex.
I'll like look to Eloise and Scruff. Two of you all right on your own out here?
Yeah, I'm fine. I can't. Have you seen my capacitors? I'm lost them. Yes, I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come.
Scruff, did you move the capacitors?
Or are you talking about these things? And I'm like
Yeah.
holding them up, and they've been like attached. They've been just like strapped to Toda. Oh, you didn't need them, did you?
No, I can make more. That's fine.
Hooray!
So am I to understand, Eloise, that your plan is to just basically like craft out here? Like set up camp outside?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because like Scruff isn't going inside, so I thought that I could stay out here with like the.
I mean, I'll go inside if y'all are going inside. I just want to be quick about it. I don't want a lot of attention when I'm around people.
I mean, you can set up camp outside Tobias Station. You might just have to like choose your location strategically because, you know, there's a lot of transit in and out, and like you have enough city sense to know that like if you just park in the middle of like what is effectively a trade hub, like someone will come and get mad at you that you're building a helicopter here.
You need a
Sure.
permit for that? What?
I think it's outside the Mesa, which means that it's technically outside the city limits. As long as you're not near the pens for the stables or the garage entryway or the exit on the far side of the market. I think having circumnavigated this Mesa, I think this is the spot where we can be close but still not make anybody really mad.
Yeah, and so you can like park the vehicles and kind of build like the scaffolding you need to like actually start working on this thing. And you basically create like, and you're not the only people. There's a couple people who have little camps scattered around outside the Mesa. People who can't afford to stay inside but are there for the evening, like that kind of thing. So you like find a nice little spot where you can set up camp, and your camp is bigger and more impressive than everyone else's because it's 3 vehicles with like tenting attaching to scaffolding that is built around where you are beginning to make the frame of a helicopter.
We don't have to do this now because I know there are things to get to. But if our big crazy camp with a helicopter being built starts drawing attention from other folks' camps nearby and folks start wandering over, I'm sneaking into their camps to just see what I can find.
That will happen. Roll a sneak test for me. If you're going to use your photo replicant poncho, or it's kind of in the middle of the day, so you can't really use shadow cloak, but
No. No powers. No powers. But I will use that photo replicant poncho. What does that do again?
The photo replicant poncho, it gives you bonuses and them negatives. It's is it poor
Oh,
quality?
It's +3 to sneak.
Okay, no, it's excellent quality. It just looks like it's poor quality.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so we'll get around to that. Porter, Gus, and Dex are
I
heading.
give them money, so they have money.
Okay. You have
you
an
got
amount of money on your persons that Eloise has given you. Porter, Dex, and Gus, you walk into Tobias Station. The shade from the Mesa is nice, but the humidity goes up a little bit as you get in there. There's a nice cross breeze because, like I said, there are those two massive like hangar doors that are both exposed to the outside. So there's wind kind of moving through the trade bazaar, but in general, it's just packed, like full on packed. Gus, you have the best vantage point. As you're looking around, you can see just like stalls and tents and like booths all set up and along, people serving food, like gadgets, armor, weapons, stuff like that. You can also see stairs and ladders going up to catwalks where there are permanent shops that are set up with various signs. You see a couple inns, you see a few general stores, you see like a clinic, you see several saloons. One thing you notice as you're walking by, there's like large like stairs that like kind of lead down to the lower levels, and you can also see like some of the stairs that go up like continue to go up into like more like the upper mid and then eventually probably to the upper crust. And as you walk in, you pass in, just the noise hits you, like you could kind of hear it from outside, but now it's echoing within. It's probably more people than you've ever been around. The noise is massive. You smell all these different smells of all this food. It all smells amazing and new.
Hey, Tommy. So I think Dex has been here one other time with Isabel on their like range around.
Uh-huh.
What time of day is it?
What time of day?
Is it ice cream o'clock?
I'm getting there. So you see to your right, nearby some of the stairs that lead down, there's like storefronts built in the area, and there's actually like a large catches your eye, Gus, from your vantage point. There's a large orphanage called Umbra's Orphanage. That you can see. It's got like a big double doors. And it's got like above the door, it's got a beautiful like painting of a jackalope. And down a little ways, you see like people making food and everything, and like basically that's the scene you have set in front of you. Porter, you know, quickest way to kill Burns is like take a left, go up onto a catwalk, walk halfway through that catwalk, and then take those stairs into a couple other corridors to get to his hangar.
Right.
And Dex, if you're specifically looking around, you do see that there is from the last time you were here, there is an old lady, frankly, like ancient lady, sitting there with a hunch. It's one of the stalls that has like the longest line right now. And everyone is just like watching as like she like slowly sets up a deep fryer.
Can I tell at all, like based on the line that currently exists, is it worth getting into this line, or am I going to get there and she's going to be out?
You think you'll probably make the cut?
Okay, so I've been here once. I have to get into this line so that I can get all of us the best thing in Tobias Station.
Oh, dang.
And Dex steps in the line.
All right. What
Not gonna lie, he's really set up my expectations there.
Yeah. This place is huge. How could he possibly? How many Spurs does he have?
I mean, I've got a few. Here's the thing: it's not expensive.
What? Okay. All right, Dex. I'm gonna trust you on this one. I'm so curious. Oh, I'm so curious. This place is super cool. It's also very loud. You guys able to hear me okay?
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
yeah, that's true.
loud, like windy. Like selectively windy? I don't. It's weird. I love it.
Yeah, Dex is gonna wait in line.
Cool. I've been assuming that Gus has been pushing the cart around because it's difficult to push around.
Yeah.
So is that Porter and Gus going up towards Kilburn's?
I think that makes sense.
Okay, cool.
Do we have
I
time
mean,
to
unless
do
you
the-
can stay, I can.
Just tell me how to get to Kilburn's. If I finish before you guys get back, I'll meet you there. Otherwise, come meet me here.
Oh yeah, it's just halfway up that path. Well, take a right, go up the stairs, and then take another left, and it's the next 2 quarters down.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what Tommy said.
You lead the way, Porter. You lead the way.
Come on,
All right. What's that?
Several
Shit,
moments
man.
where Porter, you have to like guide the cart so it doesn't like ram into something.
sorry. Okay, yeah,
Sorry.
Just-
Sorry.
that's just the drone. They're everywhere here. Come
Sorry. What?
on. So like a flying robot machine,
Oh, like the helicopter.
right? But it can fly itself. It can be programmed.
I don't.
Like you can tell it what to do and it'll do it. You don't have any kind of drones or anything on the farm. You do everything by hand.
A little. I mean, we got like a hodag. It'll do
Right.
it'll do what you want it to do if you tell it, and sometimes you like sort of punch it in the butt, and it'll move the way you want it to move.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's like a hodag, but it's a machine. You don't have to punch it usually.
Dang, it's a hodag machine. All right. Okay. All right. Good. I think I got it. Good to know.
Okay, can you tilt it a little more to the left? All right, you're gonna
Yep.
run it into the cart.
I'm so
over here.
sorry.
Thank you.
So many dang people. Where's the cart road?
Yeah. And so Porter, you lead Gus all the way to Kilburn's. The hatch door is open right now. You can see actually the exterior. God, Gus, this might even be the highest up you've ever been. You're not even to the top of the mesa, but like you can see the hangar isn't like the edge is not extremely nearby, right? But like it's a good 50 to 60 feet to the nearest edge when you come through the door. And like you can see there's several like air vehicles lined up here. Several of them are like in the middle of being serviced. A couple of them are being unloaded and loaded. And there's also a couple doors that Porter lead into kind of Kilburn's like warehouse. Off to the side there's a large hangar door that is open, and you see the Badlands, you see the punched peaks, you see more than you've seen in probably ever, Gus, because I don't know if you've ever been this high up. And you're only like halfway up to the upper crust.
Well, is it higher up than when we made the gondola?
It's probably not that much higher up, but the gondola went below. Like I guess you've been in the mountains, so I guess it's not too different from being in the mountains.
Yeah,
it's a better view though.
It is a better view. Usually when you're in the mountains, it's like
wow,
there's other mountains around you, so you don't like have like this picturesque like window.
Oh god dang, you can see the whole Badlands from up here. I can see my house. I'm just kidding. My house is like that way and like past the mountains.
You do see that
I mean,
Nomad
it
pack.
was.
They've made extremely good time. They're just a small dust cloud in the distance.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, dang, they're moving. I mean, nomads, that's how they do. Porter, how have you been to Tobias Station?
Oh, just a few times. Well, a couple of times at most. Just as I was getting set up out here in the Badlands. Actually, that's how I got to know Danny Kilburn. It was his service they used to fly me in.
Oh, cool. And you'd make tonics for him and whatnot?
Oh no, he well, A tonic or two. He taught me a couple of things about crafting as well.
Oh, neat. Oh man, why don't you help Elle out with her crafting if you know crafting?
He taught me a few things from nothing. I'm nowhere near as good as she is with anything.
Is that Porter Janus over there?
Danny Kilburn is why I live and breathe. How are you doing, you old salt?
How long has it been, my boy? And he comes up and gives you like a firm handshake. And like
Not
eyes
too
Gus.
long at least. Oh, this is my friend Gus.
Danny Kilburn.
Yeah, Gus Gurley. Nice to meet you.
Well, what is this? What are you salvaging now, Janus? Did the wagon go under that fast?
No, it's still running, up and running. Me and Pit Stop are still breezing it through the bad.
You taking care of that horse?
This is I had to actually rebuild him from scratch at one point. He came under attack, but he's fine now. He recovered just all right.
That just makes it about the dozenth time.
Fair enough. No, actually, I ran into our mutual friend. I ran into Scruff out by the Punched Peaks. This is his salvage.
No way. Porter. He like eyes Gus again. Scruff all right?
No, what fight would I have with him? No, he's absolutely fine. He just didn't want to come into the town.
Yeah,
You
probably
know
for the
me.
best.
Why would I-
Well, I don't know. You're drifting now. Who knows what you're up to? Let's see.
I
Let me
haven't
take
changed
inventory
that
here.
much.
And he like whistles, and a couple people come over and start like taking stuff. And he's like, they like start writing things down as he keeps like talking with you. He goes, "All right, so what's the deal? You're a middleman for Scruff now. You're his employee." What is he? That's enterprising for the old fella.
I was surprised when he asked me to come up. He seems to think that our relationship will help him out in the long run. Actually, he did run into something that was a little more fancy than he was expecting. A lot of things were still in pretty good shape from the salvage, as you can see.
I mean, I picked him for the job specific. I mean, opportunity and whatnot aside. I mean, you send old Scruff out on a salvage, you get about 10 times as much as what normal people do. The thing is, people don't realize like that, and he just points to like a literal like piece of wall. He goes, that they just look past that and think it's just part of the wall. Scruff looks at that and says, "That ain't rock," and he takes it.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it with that. What's he call it? Toda on his arm. I mean,
Oh
that
my
thing
god!
is just-
I even offered to get the fella an Omni tool. I said, "Hey, instead of paying you, you want me to hook you up? I could get you one of my tools." And he was just, "No, I got one." And I kept on trying to tell him like that thing ain't an Omni tool, but he is convinced, and I ain't gonna argue with the guy.
He's
I mean, he makes it work for him. I think that's the important thing.
a wizard with it.
Is he? I've never actually seen him work with it. Well, I guess if it's what he's using to do this, he gestures as like the stuff gets taken apart. He comes.
Yeah, he does real good work. It looks like. And then like Gus like winks, like tries to subtly wink at Porter, like peddler.
Kilburn does see the wink, but it's like, okay. And then checks the clipboard, like nods, like writes a couple things on it, and then says, "All right, go ahead and take that around to row 17. We're gonna need this over at that job there right now. And hell, this thing right here, get it on Sheila over there, and then we'll go ahead and just deliver that right away. I think we can use that for the Mason job. All right, go." And then he turns back around and goes, "Sorry, busy day."
I can
All right.
see.
Well, he more or less met my expectations by my count. We're looking at about 19 spurs worth of salvage here.
Is that right for this? Is that what he agreed to originally?
That's usually his going rate. I mean, I gotta resell and repurpose a lot of this stuff. I gotta pay for labor, so
Daniel Kilburn, you're not lowballing the poor fella, are
I
you?
ain't taking advantage
Look, I know
of an
he's a
old
bit
man.
strange. I know he's a bit strange, but something like this should go for at least 13
If I
spurs,
didn't just
right?
accuse you of murder, I'd be offended.
That's what I'm talking about, fella.
Go ahead and roll manipulate.
Yeah.
Can I help?
Yeah, sure.
Wink.
I'm a
Oh.
peddler in training. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 grit to play to the gallery and make both of these 11s explode.
Oh.
Whoa.
And while we're rolling dice, Scruff, go ahead and add a grit. That's from Laura the Bard.
Just the 2 hits. Both of the explosions were more than 11.
And you
That's
played to
just
the gallery,
fine.
right, Gus?
Yeah.
Here I am with 17 grit.
My arms are feeling looser already.
Yeah.
We're gonna get jumped by like 8 Black Star dudes in a dark alley on the way to meet you guys. That's what this grid is.
You gotta fight him without losing the ice cream.
I'll do it.
Real Jason Statham on an airplane with a baby type situation.
I've got a high of 10.
I have a high of 7. I did not roll well for Kilburn. But knowing what your dice are before you spend any grit, I'm going to play to the gallery, or not play to the gallery, sorry. Make my own luck real quick. Yeah. Interesting. But this isn't his first impression with you. And because of that, I can't play to the gallery to count this. All right, cool. 7's all I got.
All right. It's just the one hit, and I feel like I'd like to make that better. So can I twist the knife twice on this?
Ooh, all right. You're down to 8 grit, and I'm up to 18.
I don't like that.
And Gus manipulated better than Porter.
With 18 grit, I feel like Black Star could like just attack Tobias Station right now and have a pretty decent chance of at least grabbing one of you.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So that's 3 successes then?
That's right.
And yeah, so you guys laugh as he says, if I didn't just accuse you of murder, I'd be offended. He goes, look, I mean, I guess I see why I hired you. This old bloke, he didn't really ask much about the price. And I mean, I give him a fair rate, but to be honest, some of this stuff is a little more necessary than others. Turns out his haul was particularly valuable. So that, I mean, you just saved me a whole week's worth of hunting for that one battery there for one of my clients. So we'll call it. I'll give you full range on that one, and we'll call it an additional 3 spurs. 21. That's the best I can do.
Cheers. Hey, I'll take to that, my friend. That's quite good. Hey, is there any chance that you're in the market for anything at the moment? Any kind of ammo, or do your workers need any kind of tonics? I've got some cubes if you'd like them.
Well, I'm always looking. Well, I'm less hurting for cubes at the moment, but you
Fair
got
enough.
some tonics. I mean, you're just a little cheaper and a little bit better than the clinics around here, so I wouldn't say
Don't
no.
tell them that. Yeah. How about I've got a couple of healing tonics here. They're not bad. I got them out from Las Brasas, and I've got a couple of tonics that I made myself as well. So just what about 2 tier 1 healing tonics, 1 tier 2 healing tonic? And do you have any need for a finesse tonic as well?
Nah, none of my guys don't. They don't see much action. We don't need that.
You're muted. You tried to do math and you
You're
muted
muted.
yourself.
Aha.
That's what
Well, the
happens.
stream heard me, and that's all that matters. Um, uh, yeah, I mean, I don't need no finesse tonics. My guys don't see much action. So I don't think it's gonna be of much use to me, but I'll take them healing tonics for sure. But what are you asking for?
Cheers. Now I've got to do my math as I should have already been doing.
They're
There's my
excellent quality,
notes.
right?
So the healing, both the healing tonics are standard quality. Actually, they're all standard quality.
Oh, cool. That makes it easy. So standard retail price for individual doses would be 3 spurs each for the tier 1 and 6 spurs each for the tier 2.
That's probably less than he would sell, because I would probably know who he would regularly buy from. So I'm specifically undercutting that price probably by 1 spur.
Yeah, I don't normally I'd have you roll a connections on that, but we pretty well established that this is where your origin story is. So yeah, honestly, I think in this particular instance, you could sell them for 3 and 6 because the clinics here are overtasked enough that they have to charge extra for their spur or for their tonics.
Right, that makes sense. So yeah, so that would be 12 spores.
All right, yeah, sounds good to me. And he's already pulled out like 24. He's like set them down, and then he pulls out like another rack of 12 more spurs and like drops them down. And he goes, "Always a pleasure, Janus. You're looking good. You're looking healthy. I like it. You were hell. It's only been, by my count, what, like 10 months? So?
Just about. I think that's right.
Well, damn. You look 5 years older. And you wear it well.
Yeah, well, I really take to the Badlands. I've got to get that drifter's glare going on. You got the wrinkles already started.
You gotta get yourself a better hat, boy. You got burn all up along your cheeks.
I know it. Well, it's always good to get the confidence boost from you, Danny. Cheers to you.
He shakes your hand one more time. He goes, you said Gus Gurley, right? So you said the last name. Mr. Gurley, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you. It's a great place you have here.
And shakes your hand and then goes, "Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I smell smoke." And he walks into the warehouse. All right. So you're 33 spurs richer now?
That's right.
Gus nudges Porter as they walk away, like, "See, I'm learning."
I know. The trick with the wink is, though, you gotta do it from like the side of your face.
Yeah, it's always
so
from
only
the side.
I see it.
That's what is how you wink.
But he saw you do the wink and he was like, he's a little confused. He's a fairly shrewd businessman, but I think he just thought you were being funny. That's all.
Okay, so all right, gotta come up with some sort of like secret wink.
Dex, you make your way to the front of the line. The old woman whose name you remember, you don't remember her last name, but you remember her first name is Velma. She has started serving people, so she's got the deep fryer going and is now deep frying ice cream and serving it to people. Everyone's like getting their ice cream and moving off. And she turns to you and goes, "How many, hun?"
3, please.
Alrighty. And then like she starts going and she's like looking at it and she goes, "You look a little familiar. We met before?"
Once, a while back. Tommy, you gotta remind me. It would be probably like between 1 and 2 years ago. Does that make sense?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I passed through town about a year and a half ago. I remembered your cart.
Oh my goodness. Well, I appreciate you, hun. You're like just discipline.
I do not blend.
Yeah, no, your discipline thing is like she recognized your face. You say that she doesn't remember it at all, but now she is doing the customer service thing of being like, "Well, bless you, it's so great to see you again," and like hands you some ice cream.
Great. So how much is it then?
For 3, it's just a spur.
Awesome. I hand her a spur.
And as she takes it, she goes, and actually for returning customers, and she reaches over and grabs one that someone canceled on that's still good, and puts a 4th one on the plate for you.
Oh, thank you. That's wonderful.
And she goes, next, as like the next one.
I get out of the way. Yeah. How in danger of this being ruined is it because they're like the timeline?
It's not gonna be, if you're just getting to Porter and Gus, it's not in danger.
Cool.
Yeah. So you're Porter and Gus, you start making your way down the stairs, and you see Dex moving his way through the crowd towards you. And he has like a paper little basket in his hand that has like little basically cups full of like this fried ice cream that this woman makes.
I hand one to Porter and I hand one to Gus. Dig in.
All right. Is this some kind of pastry or something? I say as I bite in.
But, hold on.
But it's cold on the inside. Is that?
It's deep fried ice cream.
You know, I think I've heard of this. This is incredible.
The Verities, Dex. This is amazing.
Told you, it's the best thing in the station.
This is like 10 spurs, 15. This is nuts.
I got 4 for 1. Here, do you want this extra one? I don't think it's gonna make it back outside before it's nothing.
Oh, let me like split it with you or something. I can't. This is so good. I don't. Oh my God, Dex, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Meanwhile, outside, Eloise, you and with Scruff's help have set up the camp. Sure enough, as Eloise gets working, she's teaching you a bit, Scruff, but then you notice that you guys are drawing a little bit of attention, just a little bit. And there are some onlookers who are like trying to like get a glimpse. They're not pushing in or being like, they're minding their own business or whatever, but like they're trying to see what you're working on there, right? It's like partially, like hidden behind like tents and like vehicles. So like you see where they leave from, Scruff. You know that their little camps are at worst for you, like lightly guarded, and at best like completely abandoned, but like within eyesight of where they're standing. How'd you do on your sneak roll?
Okay, well, a couple of things. First, I'm gonna turn to Eloise, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, we got company. You keep them hanging out here for a little bit.
Oh,
Just put on a show like all the cool shit you're doing right now."
Okay.
And then I'll turn to leave, but then before I do, I'll like spin back on the heel and go, "Oh, hey, top 3 wish list. Like if you needed it for crafting, like right now, go."
Oh, we're gonna need a fuel cube and then like probably 2 machinery cubes, but like,
All right,
we
great,
can
thanks.
get those in
And then
He activates his photoreplicant poncho and begins to like fade out of sight as he like moves away.
Okay, so I am gonna walk through this role because I want to make sure I'm playing this game correctly. This is what happens when you give me plenty of time to like look and see and make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so I roll sneak.
Yeah.
I roll sneak. This is all I get.
Just 2
But
dice.
I got 1 hit.
Okay.
So that's good. I was told to spend grit, so I'm spending like a mofo. I spend 3 grit to roll these 3.
Are you making your own luck?
I'm making my own luck.
3 times. Okay.
Making luck. 3 of them. But this one,
guys, have
is an
exceeded
11,
20.
which is my sneaky sneaks. So that one I get to roll again, right?
If you got exactly your target, yeah.
Yes, 11. Okay, cool. So then I rolled this one, which was also a hit, and it was just one shy. So I'm going to play to the gallery to have it explode again. So I rolled this one.
Oh
It was
my
just
God.
like a measly little hit. So all told, that is 6 hits. But I spent.
What's your
4 grit
highest? I need to
do
know
it.
what your highest is. It is opposed.
I got 2 11s.
Okay. Sorry. You beat me, so I need to know what you got over a 6. How many of your successes are equal to or higher than 6?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Okay, so it's 4 net successes because the 6 does
Oh,
cancel
right.
out 2 of your 6.
Ah,
But you do get an extra grit from Arget Lom.
yeah. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Who says I hit new button. All right, I'm at 22 grit now. And
Great.
so
That's terrifying.
you Scruff, you go out and you fucking do the rounds. So like Eloise, you're just working and you don't know where Scruff went. You do see that some people are watching, and actually a couple people do come up and talk to you. They're like, howdy.
Howdy. Howdy.
What's you working on there?
It's gonna be a helicopter.
A helicopter. Are they in a power glider?
No, I needed the extra load bearing and the 6 seats. So
He looks at his friend like grins and he goes, well, you didn't guess helicopter, you said plane, so it's moot. Thank you. You have a nice day.
you have a really nice day too.
And basically, like, some people are watching, they're talking a little bit, be like, she's making a helicopter. It's like, as he's walking off, like, talking to some other people. You're not drawing a crowd or anything, but like, you are interesting. And so as people come in, they're like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And like, there's a little bit of buzz. People in at least right now in this immediate vicinity, whether any of them are actually staying long term, the people in this area right now are starting to catch like wind. Like that thing over there is someone building a helicopter. Scruff, you get to work. You fucking disappear that one that's like completely abandoned. Like as soon as that guy's like, howdy, you just slip right in and start grabbing shit. You got 4 net successes. Okay, cool. This is what you find. You can tell me what you take. Now, this is based on multiple like little tiny camps, not just the first one you hit. So you find 6 machinery cubes, 2 fuel cubes, 1 first aid cube. And 2 bundles of regular medium firearm ammo.
Okay. So, Tommy, you're walking me through all of the very useful RPG kind of things and assets. Talk to me about the buttons. Talk to me about like what's just the weird shit that would be of like, you know, just
right. Sorry. So that's what you find there. You also find 8 pairs of long underwear. 8 sets of long underwear. You find 3 full kitchen sets.
This is a very, very important clarifying question. The long underwear, does it have those little button butt flaps?
3 of the 8 do.
I'm taking all of the buttons. I'm like snipping and I'm taking the buttons, just the buttons.
You also find several pencils. We'll say 12 pencils, a lot of loose paper. We'll say a bundle of loose paper.
And any twine?
Yeah, you get a bundle of twine also.
Okay, great. You tell me if I can actually take this. if this is possible for my tiny arms. I want to first and foremost, I am prioritizing the fuel and machinery cube that Eloise needs. That's number one.
Mhm.
But I think I'm only gonna take the ones she asked for. So she asked for 2 machinery cubes
Yep.
and 1 fuel cube.
Yep.
I'm taking those. I'm gonna take the first aid cube because that's just helpful. I'm gonna take the pencils, the paper, the buttons, and one of the bundles of the firearm.
You also find a personal journal.
Oh, I mean, I'm looking through that. How could you're tempting? Yes, of course. Of course. The answer is always yes, a personal journal. Wait, hold on. Does it say like keep out, do not read?
Yeah, and it says, I mean, it says
100%.
do not read, and then you open it up and it says, Carl, I swear to God, if you're looking at this, close this now, or we're never gonna be friends again.
Is there like whose journal it is?
Yeah, this journal belongs to where'd the name go? To Alexander what? I don't know how to say the last name.
More than enough. I write
Rada.
right underneath, I say, "Dear Alex, comma, fuck you," and then I put dash Carl, and then I leave it there. And I hightail it.
Damn.
Agent of pure chaos.
Little
So good.
chaos goblin.
And about 30 to 40 minutes later, Eloise, Scruff reappears with a satchel full of stuff.
I've probably taken a little bit of time before reappearing to Eloise, and the cubes that she needs are now like bound in twine with a little bow.
Aww.
Here you go.
Thank you.
I went shopping.
That's really nice. Thank you so much, Scruff. Can I pay you back?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, if you're offering.
Yeah, of course. That's real nice. And I'll give him let's see, 7 spurs.
Sure, that sounds great.
All right.
Hey.
My God. Yeah, all right, Tay, you're getting a grit. Take a grit.
Absolutely.
Too
Yeah.
fucking
So
good.
good.
So goddamn good. Okay, cool. Porter, Dex, and Gus, are you guys hanging out inside the station for a little while longer? Are you going outside to spend time at the camp? You have a decent amount of the day left.
I think Dex. The only reason Dex would stay and hang out in the station is if Gus like really wants to explore and see things. Then Dex is gonna hang out with Gus while he does that. If that's on your docket, Gus.
Yeah, Gus is so torn because like having Eloise with this strange weirdo building a helicopter is not the most protected she's ever been. But God, look at all the stuff.
Porter and Dex can read this conflict on Gus's face.
Look,
You know
Gus,
what? I'll actually like pull Porter's side. Like, I know it's probably not exactly what you want, but if you want to go with Gus, I can keep an eye on things and maybe I can declare tremendous turmoil in our friend.
it's up to you. I was gonna take the card back anyway, so
Yeah, sure. I'll hang out with Gus. We'll go explore Tobias Station. I've only actually ever seen the bazaar.
oh, you gotta go up. Mesa, I mean, you gotta travel at least a little bit beyond the entryway.
Well, last time I was here, I was working, I guess is how you'd put it.
Fair enough. So now you're coming for a pleasure trip. I get it. Yeah. No, it's you got me ice cream. I mean, you deserve to spend some more time in this place. It's a gorgeous city.
Yeah, I'll like clap Gus on the back, like, let's go see the rebound court.
Yeah, let's go see what all you seen in here.
I like point, like, been in that store. That wasn't there before. That was a saloon. I talked to the guy who worked there.
Okay. Yeah, wait, what were you doing here?
There was a bad guy who was, hitting caravans around the station, and me and Isabel tracked him down.
Okay, all right, Dex. So at some point during an investigation, like, some guys robbing these caravans. These two gunslingers got to put them down. But at some point, there was a point where two gunslingers said, "But first, let's stop for ice cream."
Yeah, actually, Isabel made sure we got ice cream before we left.
That's wonderful, Dex. Man, sometimes y'all stuff sounds so serious, and then you're like, "Yeah, we stopped for ice cream." And that's great. That's the sort of stuff you don't really hear about gunslingers, you know?
No, she's a little unorthodox in that regard, but she was a very good teacher.
Yeah, sounds like it. Well, I don't know what else. How else is she unorthodox? Because, like, yeah, I don't think that Legion guy took much time stopping for ice cream.
No, certainly not. No, she's got a really good sense of humor. The rest of it's called the Silent Peak, and it projects a sort of like stuffy atmosphere, but it's not totally dead. Like the people are talking to each other, they live lives, but it's very reserved. Like it's a little monk-like, and certainly before you even get paired up with a master, right? Like it is extremely buttoned up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I was always the best at the straightforward serious thing, and so she figured out the ways to get me to where I needed to go, and sometimes that's an extremely frustrating cryptic comment, and sometimes it's like a really mean barb that in hindsight is funny, but in the moment was incredibly motivating.
Oh, maybe I'm motivated. God, I hope I'm motivated, Porter, or else I was just mean to him.
It's a tough balance. I don't think I could do it. The other thing, I've never met anyone who is so good at talking during a fight.
Really? That doesn't seem like a gunslinger thing at all.
It's an art, and she has perfected it.
Man, I really hope I get to meet her someday. I really hope I get to meet the gunslinger that the first descriptor is, oh, well, she's got a great sense of humor. That's the sort of person I want to get to know.
Yeah. Probably the third best shot I've ever met.
Wow. That's all right. Yeah, I got to meet her someday. But first, those like rubber bubbles? They're on the string? What is that? Are they up there like that?
You talking about balloons?
That's a balloon.
Okay. What is it for? What does it do?
It's for fun. You hold it.
They are very fun.
Okay. Great.
I feel like if I held it, I'd look a little bit too much like a big child, but they are very fun, and I do like to look at them.
So, do you want a balloon?
On the way back. We'll see if I want one on the way back.
So Porter, you do make it back to camp where Eloise is working and Scruff has reappeared. You have a nice little camp set up here, so you guys don't necessarily have to buy lodging or anything. But Eloise is going to be here working until, I assume, basically she's set up, right? So you guys are here for basically a week in Tobias Station with a camp outside Tobias Station. It's a week or until something else stops and interrupts Eloise from building a helicopter.
Well, I do have some very important business with Porter the moment he arrives back to camp.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
So I come right up to you and I don't say anything. I just wait.
How's 21 spurs strike you?
Well, I hope it doesn't strike me. I hope it lands in my hand.
So Tommy, I'm actually, I wanted to make sure with you. I thought that the original cost was 9 or 10 spurs, and I negotiated up to 13. Is that inaccurate?
He said 19.
19.
19.
You negotiated. You got 3 additional spurs. Basically, he paid you like full price for a tech cube.
He did say 19, and then he said 3 more spurs, which makes it 21.
Yeah, it's
22.
2. Right.
My bad. Tommy's bad at math. Kilburn's not bad at math. It's 22.
I did bump on it. I didn't know how to bring up.
Oh, wait, no, it's 21 because he was going to give you 1 spur for it. And then he made it 3 instead of 1. He paid you full price for a thing that he was going to give you 1 spur for.
Gotcha.
That's why it's 21.
That makes sense.
Okay.
All right. Good. So, in that case, I will drop 20 of the spurs into his hand, and I'll say, and I believe this one's for me, right?
Okay, well, hold on 1 second. And I'll pluck it fingers and I'll take Toda out and I'll just like and I'll carve out to my best guesstimate like 3/10 of a spur and I'll hand it back. Well, that's our business concluded. So here, hey, you're kind of fancy and you write letters and stuff, right?
Well, I've been
All right, here you
to
go.
write a letter or two.
This is for you.
Just hands you a bunch of paper.
Well, no. I hand you paper that has been like wrapped around pencils. And like it is absolutely the like messy middle schooler version of like trying to make an envelope out of paper and like messily tie it with string. But it has been made to be like a gift. And he's like, that's for you. Hey, thanks. Thanks for I hate going into town, so you really helped me out there.
Well, you know, I don't mind so much. It was good to see Danny again. So thank you.
Why?
I say as I kind of like begin. Well, this is a nice thing to do.
You're weird, Janus.
Don't I know it, Scruff? Don't I know it?
All right. So you guys have a week basically at Tobias Station, and what we're going to do is we're going to roll shoot the shit while you guys are basically have a week-long camp in and around Tobias Station. But before we jump into that, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with shoot the shit. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. I got 10:07 on the clock. We're going to be back at 10:17. See y'all in about 10 minutes. Those of you watching, we love you. You're amazing. Thank you for all the stuff. I love the chat. I've been watching it. You guys are great. We'll see y'all in about 10 minutes. Refresh your drinks, go to the bathroom, all that good stuff. Bye. And we're back. Hello. To anyone who's just joining, these 5 drifters have arrived in Tobias Station. They got ice cream during the break.
It's literally
Everybody got ice
all of my
cream.
notes. It's just they're getting ice cream. I want ice cream. Those are all my notes.
Addie is also munching on ice cream. If
Addie,
nobody's
wait, what?
noticing.
Addie with the stealth ice cream.
You told us all about it during the break.
Yeah,
You
were
were
in the same
standing
room.
there.
I was doing math in my head and trying to figure out things.
This is what Dex gets for not sharing with us back.
Now
at
in real
the camp.
life they get ice cream.
Characters, fine, you get ice cream, but we get real ice cream.
My ice
What's
cream.
up?
There's more of it.
All right. So these 5 drifters are in Tobias Station. They dropped off Scruff's supply. Porter was able to get a slightly better deal. So Scruff, it was 21 spurs. You get 20, and Porter, you get 0. And I guess both of you have a destroyed spur in your inventory.
No. He gets 10%, which means he gets 3/10 of a spur.
Right.
It's like you've cut a $5 bill off at like
Yes.
the 3/4 mark, and now you can't spend that.
Yeah, exactly.
correct.
You both have ruined. You both have a ruined spur.
I don't understand what the issue is.
Scruff,
here.
you
This
have
makes perfect
more of a
logical
ruined
sense.
spur.
you could maybe trick a vending machine with it. Maybe.
If you hold it out with your thumb at the right spot, probably someone will take it from you. You can run away. Okay, so they came to Tobias Station. They dropped off some supplies. Gus, Porter, and Dex got ice cream. Eloise and Scruff are working on building a helicopter.
Wait a second. If they got ice cream in game, but we got ice cream in real life, does the transitive property there mean that they are actually building a helicopter in real life? Is that how that works?
Oh,
That's accurate.
oh God.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
well,
don't look in our backyard.
well, it's fine.
Yeah.
You guys
That's why I got all
had to
these dang
complete.
cuts.
You had to complete it in a week because that's what Eloise is doing.
We're making a very shoddy helicopter.
Yeah, so Eloise is building a helicopter, and yeah, we have basically a week of hanging out before Eloise is done building this transport. So I asked everyone, or I told everyone that we were going to roll shoot the shit. So y'all know how shoot the shit works, but in case you don't,
He super does it.
okay, I know Tim doesn't. I know Tim doesn't. So shoot the shit is an interpersonal role. It happens when you're like on long journeys together. It happens when you have downtime. Basically, every character picks another character to shoot the shit with. During that downtime, you have a moment of opportunity to like talk to each other, maybe get to know each other. You roll personality as an attribute only test, which is your dice pool is decided as personality normally is decided, right? But your target is equal to your personality attribute plus 4. That's because it's not a skill test. So if your personality was 4, you'd be rolling 2 dice at a target of 8 with a reroll. So you pick a character, you roll a personality attribute only test, and then depending on the roll, you either get to know each other a little bit better, you may even bond over things, or there might be some bad blood between y'all. So, or some ruffled feathers. Basically, if you get 0 successes, it's ruffled feathers. If you get 1 or 2, you reveal something to them about your backstory. And then, or whatever, they kind of get to point the conversation in a direction, and then like you, for whatever reason, either on accident or because you're feeling kind of like sharing, you share a bit about yourself or to them. And then 3 or more successes means you guys bond over something. There's some kind of mutual like appreciation over an idea or something that you guys care about or something that you guys do together. You bond and your friendship grows and like strengthens. So that is how it works. I want to know who is picking who for shoot the shit.
I got a question for you, Tommy.
What?
Can I pick a NPC?
It is situational.
All right. Should I wait for other people? Should I tell you what my?
It sounds like you have an idea. You're talking, so let's go.
Yeah. So pretty early on, I think Gus sees like a sporting goods store. Which he's like, a whole store just for sports? That's so impractical. I love it. And he goes in and he gets him and Dex a rebound ball to practice out on the road, and then a couple of those gloves, the rebound gloves.
Okay, that's going to cost you 2 spurs.
All right, he gladly pays that. And then I think they go and they like play around a little bit up on the court, maybe a couple times, and then Gus finds out like that there's a pickup game that happens like every night.
You guys basically you would get like kicked off the court eventually because they'd be like, we have the court between like 4 and 8.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, can we play? And eventually like Gus sort of worms his way. You know, he gets to play this pickup game, but he like.
Roman, are you telling me you want to roll shoot the shit against Tobias Station?
Yeah, it's just some like rebound player. Gus. So what Gus wants to do is he wants to learn. He wants to learn what it's like to live in a big city and really like talk like the common folk. And so he has given himself an identity of a city dweller. His name is Rich Johnman, and he is from Tobias Station. And he loves Rebound.
You're born and raised Tobias Station.
Born and raised Tobias Station because that's how he thinks people do it. Because where you're born is where you're raised and where you live, obviously. And he just wants to get to know the people. He wants to learn what it's like to live in the city. You know.
This is wonderful. And normally I would tell someone unequivocally like no way, but specifically because this is such a big moment in Gus's life, I'm super duper into this. Let's do it.
Excellent. Wonderful.
All right, Gus's target is Tobias Station.
Heck yeah. Should I tell you what I rolled?
No. We'll get to that. Who else is picking who?
Cool.
I think Dex will pick Porter this time.
Cool. Porter, who do you pick?
Porter will pick Gus.
Okay, cool. We know who Gus picks, so what about Eloise and Scruff?
Mm-hmm.
Scruff is also picking Gus.
We got Porter and Scruff. Sorry, Gus is all up in this.
Popular boy.
Yeah, what about you, Eloise?
I guess I'm gonna pick Porter.
Okay, cool.
Can Eloise pick the helicopter?
No.
I thought about passing, just like I'm too busy, but that's not in the spirit of shoot the shit.
Okay, cool. So everyone, if you haven't already, roll up your personality attribute only test. Don't forget you can spend grit on this.
I am gonna spend grit.
Dear God.
Spend 2 to play to the gallery. So I can use this 9.
Tommy could GM Fiat 11 times, and I am not okay with that.
Every time we've shot the shit in this campaign, I get really excited because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pick up these 5 dice and I'm going to roll it a 14. I'm not that character anymore.
Okay, cool. So, I want to know who wants to go first.
I think everyone is sort of waiting on bated breath to see how Rich Johnman's integration into Tobias Station Society
Pretty
goes.
sure that's right.
We're starting with that. This is perfect.
All right.
All right. So, Gus, you go, you buy the rebound ball and the gauntlets, and you and Dex play around on the court a little bit. You get interrupted, Dex goes off, and you like talk with him a little bit, and you find out like, yeah, well, it's just like it's a casual kind of league here in the upper crust. And like they're like, actually, you know what? Mickelson's team could use like an extra blocker. Like, you seem like if you want to do it, like, yeah, like, you know, they get you in contact with that person, who like really pretty much like you don't meet any of the team beforehand. You just go, they like tell you when the game's gonna be and you just go play.
Yeah.
And so like that definitely happens. What did you roll?
Rolled a hit.
Okay. Yes. Gus, just go ahead and roll an athletics test for me real quick.
All right. I mean, if you insist. Oh my god. This is my worst roll ever.
You can give Tommy more GM fiat.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, God.
I'll spend 2 grit to twist the knife and make it 3 successes after I rolled 20, 17, 16, 14, 17. And the 14 exploded into an 8.
This is the most grit I've ever had. And we're fucking hanging out in Tobias Station.
Yeah. Because I get, 3 hits is enough to be a good player. Like, I don't need to be
Okay.
world blowing, but I
Well,
want to be good.
basically, based on your age, like you're playing with like young, athletic folk. And like Mickelson, the team captain, is a little miffed when he sees that you're his filler. Not like really bad. He's polite, but like you probably don't catch
you
it.
Mickelson? I'm Rich. Rich Johnman. Nice to meet you.
This is all right. Wow. What are you, 50?
I mean, it's a little overshooting me. I'm 47.
Thought.
I ain't never really played Rebound before, but I think it's real cool, and I'd love to.
What
give
are
it a
you
try.
trying to do here? Hey, he wanted to play. Look at the guy. I had him throw a couple throws. He was not bad. He goes, all right, look, hey. Right, Mickelson, who are you? Johnson? Johnson, you just...
Johnman.
Johnman? Johnman.
Yeah, Rich Johnman.
Right. You just hold the middle ground, all right? You just hold the middle ground. You just try not to let them through, right? You know the
Got
rules of the game, right?
Yeah. Most, I think so. Yeah.
Oh my
I watched
God.
it a little bit. So I get the ball and I go and dunk it, right?
No, you don't dunk it. You hold the middle.
Oh, all right.
And
Okay.
what proceeds to happen is Mickelson's team is not doing great. You're holding the middle, but like they kind of like throw it over you and around you sometimes. There's a lot of like avenues for them to get around you, so you're not perfect. And Mickelson's team isn't getting any score, and the other team is like eking by a few scores at a time. And then there's like one moment where like the ball like bounces and like rebounds in a way that they weren't ready for, and like kind of ping pongs around a few posts and like flies like right at you, and you catch it and you got a line to the goal because like no one was ready for you to have the ball, and so you just like they could have caught someone else, but they can't catch you as you just full on like sprint like a fucking like 100-meter dash, like sprint down, and like no one can catch you, and you just slam the thing. And then like really quickly, to his credit, Mickelson's like, Rich is on point. And then you guys slam the game as they just keep getting the ball to you, like, and you just keep charging in and just like dunking and dunking and dunking. They can't keep up with you, these kids. And You draw a little bit of a crowd, not a ton. It's not like really spectator type thing, but a couple people are watching. And then basically you get invited to go and have a drink in what Mickelson says is the swankiest bar, the swankiest saloon in Tobias Station. This is where all the winners go. And he takes you into, remember that I mentioned there was like a building that was taller than all the rest? And when the sun hit it, it kind of like almost, it didn't blind you, but it shined in your eye with like kind of an opalescent glare. He takes you there. And as you get there, you see the sign above it says the Pearl of Tobias Station. And
yeah, the Pearl. Oh, this place is so fun. I love this place.
they bring you in, they're talking to you. You don't have the personal skills to really hold a conversation with them because like they ask you like where you're like they're like, you're from here? Wait, where have you been? And they're like, oh, this guy's a little weird. So like you don't like fully, like you're not like being ostracized or anything, but like you have trouble connecting with these kids. They're just sitting there getting drunk and enjoying the fact that they just like won really big. But however, a different gentleman comes over to you in the saloon. He's got immaculately coiffed silvery gray hair, a beautiful full mustache with a curl, a devilishly handsome man, in just like the nicest clothes you've ever seen, but like not like nice, like going out nice, like this is, it's like fancy. Oh, it's almost like fancy pajamas. He's not wearing slippers, but like he's wearing slippers. Like this is a rich person's version of slippers. As he walks over, and goes, I do hear that Mickelson found himself, a new frontman. Rich, was it? What was the last name? Johnman?
Yeah, Rich Johnman.
Well, allow me to buy you a drink as a celebratory gesture to your foray into the amateur leagues of Tobias Station Rebound.
Sure, yeah, it's a lot of fun. What's your name?
Foster, Gray Foster.
Ray Foster. Nice to meet you.
He reaches out, shakes your hand, hands you a martini, and goes, cheers.
Oh, cheers, yeah. Yeah.
And so Gray Foster chats with you a little bit. And at a certain point, like as like the night starts dying, like the kids, they fucking burn themselves out super fast. Like they get super drunk, and then Mitchell's over there fucking like almost vomiting, and so they get kicked out. But there's a point where they're like, all right, everyone out, all you Rebound players, get out. And then Foster puts up a hand and goes, don't worry about Rich here, he's with me.
See y'all next game.
And he sets down his drink and goes, the next game's not for another month, Mr. Johnman. Something tells me you're not going to be here in another month.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, I got, I'm born and raised here. Yeah, no, okay, you give me sort of that look that like X gives people and Porter gives people, where like they know their whole soul. Yeah, no, I'm not.
You got
I'm not
friends
really
that look
from-
like me. I want to meet them.
I mean, they don't look like you, but they have that sort of look about them. No, I ain't really from around here. I wanted to see what it was like.
Well, your secret's safe with me.
I'm Gus.
Pleasure to finally meet you, sir.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. So what's it like being around here? How long have you been here? What? I don't know. This is my first time really in a factory town, and it's so.
My dear boy, this is not a factory town, though I do suppose for people who are unacquainted with city life, this would be quite jarring. To your question, I've been here for almost 10 years. And to your other question, what is it like? It's much better these days.
Oh well, that's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, I'm from a farm. Like, most towns are bigger than where I'm from. Um, I don't know. It's so big. It feels like it's so easy to just sort of like there's so much going on, and that's really cool. But I don't know. It feels sort of tough. It feels like the sort of the place where you get lost from yourself.
Now that is an interesting take, and not without wisdom. You're not wrong. I mean, you spend enough time here, you've seen everything there is to see until something comes and shakes it up. And to Tobias Station's credit, it is more likely to change than other settlements, given how much outside influence it has. But at the end of the day, it's just, think of it as 6 or 8 settlements stacked on top of each other.
I'll do my best. I'm having trouble.
Until
having
recently, the people in the
picturing
lower
it.
levels stayed in the lower levels. The people in the upper crust still stay in the upper crust. They barely ever see the rest of the station. You may come from a place where, well, it seems going to a new location is a whole endeavor. You must travel for days at a time. But here, the idea of going down the stairs or up the stairs is so tiring for people that they just stay within their circles. So you
That
lose
seems-
yourself, but mostly in apathy.
Oh, that don't seem. I don't know. That don't seem right. It seems sort of disconnected from. Disconnected from the world, disconnected from yourself, disconnected from. Well, from righteousness, logic, from instinct. It's just sort of. You sort of live.
Well, why take the time to go to a saloon in the lower mid-level when there's 5 saloons just around the corner?
I don't know. Shake things up.
But you're obviously a drifter, and I'm sure Dex and what was the other friend's name?
Porter.
Porter.
Yeah, he knows a lot of people. You might know him.
He
Oh,
just kind
I
of sits
don't-
there for a second, like takes a sip. Well, they must be drifters as well. And drifters come and go through Tobias Station, and they all have agendas. Very few of them pretend to join an amateur rebound team. You, sir, are what I like to call interesting. Now, these days, there's more to distract me than most, but I'm curious. Is it just infatuation with city life, or is there more to you?
Oh, I'm. I. Oh, this is very nice, but there's a woman in Waypoint who I've been doing painting and like chopping wood and like tenderizing meat for. But thank that. Oh, that's so nice. It's not that I don't. I mean, you're extremely handsome. I just. She's very sweet to me.
That wasn't what I asked you.
Was it not? God, sometimes people. I'm so sorry. Sometimes people use like a lot of words, and I think, this time I've got it, but then I don't. I'm so sorry.
No, it is good to communicate. I mean, the offer might have been there at some point in the evening, but now I know the avenue is closed.
Well,
No harm in communicating your intentions, my good man. Never feel that you have to hide those things. You go ahead and speak your mind whenever. I think you have more going on up there than most people give you credit for.
Yeah, I did too, but oh, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. Maybe I should speak my mind a little more. She's very special to me, and I don't know if she knows that.
Tell me about her.
And Gus, like, I think, like, describes, like, they just sort of talk Gus's relationship, I guess, for a while.
Yeah, okay.
What
So
Gus sort of wants.
So he's basically, there's still like more, like he obviously got to reveal that you weren't there, but that's not a revelation of any sort. What he gets to as you guys talk is he asks you, like, he's like, what do you like? He's like, well, it sounds like you have a great deal of thoughts about this woman. She sounds absolutely lovely. But it's all well and good, a little night of fun whenever you're in town, but is there something more you're looking for there, Mr. Gurley?
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, like, I set out from the farm. I sold the farm after my sister, and of course my mom and my pa. And I wanted to see the world. Now I'm seeing the world, and it's nice to visit the world, and it's nice to be out and about and seeing things. But it's got me all the more thinking, and she's really got me all the more thinking that, I don't know, it'd be nice to set down roots again and build something else that's gonna last. And the best way I know how to do that is a family.
Well, at this point, actually, if you're okay with it, he will have invited you up to his suite at the top of the tower. Again, like, he's made it clear, like, you've communicated. He's just like, the whiskey here is okay. I got good stuff upstairs.
Yeah, all right.
And like, he's like, and he even makes a joke along the way, like, it's like, but you must leave by 10. I have a bedtime.
Sure, okay, yeah. I no worries, absolutely.
But he just like sits there for a second, kind of leaning on his countertop, and it's just like, well then, Mr. Gurley, he glances at the clock. It's like a big grandfather clock. He goes, as your time runs out and we must bid each other adieu, my advice to you is this. If you have lofty goals and intentions with this connection, I suggest you communicate it. Communication is key in these situations. You don't know that this woman wants that from you. And it would be better for you if you were open and honest with her. Otherwise, you'll start to latch on and attach to an idea that was never there.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because you hope so much, but knowing is such a different thing.
It's easier to hope when there's more people involved.
Yeah. No, I got to talk with her. Thank you for talking me through this. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Well, if you need to use the lavatory before you head out, it's just around the corner. Just mind the Drosera.
Oh no, I was just gonna piss.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The restroom is just around the corner.
Got it. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and so like you walk out of like his sitting room into like basically what appears in your like mind to be a second sitting room, and the centerpiece of that is this massive, huge, like it almost touches the ceiling. The ceilings are like fucking like 12 to 18 feet tall. This massive plant that has like these like really big, like as big as like bigger or as big as your fists, like nodes on the ends of stems, and those stems and nodes are like this like thickly covered in this like glistening substance, and like it's like this bright pink as you like walk by, and it's a good like 10 to 15 feet away from you as you walk like kind of along the amazing, like almost 180-degree view this guy has of the Badlands in his suite. And you're walking along that path and you look over and you see this massive like tree. And as you like look at it and are walking by, you swear that those like nodes and limbs kind of reach out a little bit towards you, just like a couple inches.
That tree grows awful fast.
Then you're able to use the restroom. He has internal plumbing, which is wild. And then you walk by again, and again you see like
Still growing fast. Wonder what he feeds it. I'm gonna get out of here.
and he leads you down to the lobby, shakes your hand once more, and goes, Mr. Gurley, it has been a pleasure, and if you ever looking for a place to stay in Tobias Station, simply give me a ring, and I'll tell you where to go.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'd love to come back and visit again someday.
And as the two of you walk out, Porter, what did you get on your... How many successes did you get?
I got 4 successes.
Beautiful. So Gus, Porter, if you're okay with this, basically it's late, and you haven't returned to camp. And Porter, I don't know if you're out and about already for other means or if you just got worried about Gus, but for whatever reason, you found your way to the upper crust in search of Gus, because the last place Dex saw him was like, Dex actually probably knows and remembers that Gus was like, he had a game tonight, I think. So Porter
said he was gonna dunk on some kids real bad.
So Porter, you're like in the upper crust because you know the area, right? And you see walking out of the pearl of the station, Gus and a man you recognize. A man named Gray Foster.
Mm-hmm.
You know Gray Foster to be an agent of the Sheffield family, the family that is based out of Markham's Landing. He was your initial point of contact. Apparently, like, he is the Sheffield representative here in Tobias Station. And through his efforts, you know that the Sheffields have gotten much more influence over this station than they used to have. And so you walk up and you see Gus walking, like, talking with this extremely influential, like, long-standing, like, officer of the Sheffield family. And he turns and sees you. And he goes, my goodness gracious. Now, I know a total of 4 porters, and I thought for sure that I had heard of a 5th, but I was wrong. Porter Janus.
How are you, Mr. Foster?
Is this handsome, devilish, entertaining man a friend of yours?
He certainly is. How did he find his way into your company, sir?
Well, he stands out, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
And no shame in that, he says to you guys.
Like it.
And
It's a little tipsy.
He walks over to you, Porter, and like raises his eyes and goes, how is business?
Oh, business is going well so far. And how are you getting along here, my friend?
Swimmingly.
Good, excellent. Yeah, I can see you're staying in your favorite spot, and the station is blooming as ever.
Indeed. What brings you back to the station, my good friend? I didn't expect to see you for a while. I heard you headed out east towards Waypoint.
That's right. I set up shop out there, but you know, sometimes business takes you on your travels, and a friend of mine is trying to find somebody. I'm helping him.
Passing through, then.
Hopefully.
He finally extends his hand out to you. And as you shake, he goes, I should hope so.
Well, I certainly hope that your evening is getting along fine. I know you have a bedtime, so I'll take my friend here and skedaddle.
I leave Mr. Gurley in your no doubt capable hands.
Yeah, so have a good night, Mr. Faster. I will hope not to be seen anytime soon again.
And like as he walks away, as you say that, he turns around and gives you a very like dramatic like he doesn't have a hat that he takes off, but he like does the motion and like gives you a huge bow and he goes, "Good eve, my friends," and then makes his way into the Pearl.
The instant that we're out of eye shot, I am going to turn to Gus and be like, "Are you okay? How did you find? How did you meet Gray Foster of all people in this station?"
Yeah, I was drinking with some Rebound friends, and they got too drunk, idiots. And then I met Mr. Foster. He's so handsome, and he sort of made a pass at me, and then we talked about Saoirse for a long time. I went up to his place, and he's got a weird tree. And he's got a toilet inside.
I've seen the tree.
You've heard stories about the tree.
Yeah. Did you manage to keep your distance there? You have all your fingers and toes.
Yeah, it grows real fast. Oh, wait, what?
I know. No, don't worry about that. That's fine.
Right.
I think that I've definitely got like a canteen full of water that I offer him that he can drink as he like. I think he leans on me. He doesn't know he's leaning on me just a little bit heavy, but I've got to get him down the stairs so I can get him back to camp.
So Porter, you said you got 3 successes?
4.
All right. Yeah. So Gus and Porter, you bond over something. It can be something within this specific scene, or it could be something in like the days following this scene. It's up to you guys. But I could not let Porter not be in that scene.
Yeah. I want to continue this scene. Yeah, Gus like happily takes a swig. He's like, "Hey, thanks, Port. Hey, how'd you know that guy? How do you know about the tree?"
The tree is actually a bit of a legend around Tobias Station. I hear it used to spend its time in a certain pub, and that's where. Is there a name for the Tobias Station uprising, or is it just that?
I think it's that.
Yeah. And it was the pub that the Tobias Station uprising started in.
Oh, yeah. He's saying they was like it's better now than it used to be.
Yeah. I guess there were some drifters happened to the town and basically overthrew the whole government. And well, Gray Foster benefited from that. I think I would guess he was probably one of the people funding the overthrow in the first place, but he found himself a nice little cushion and landed on it softly, and as did the Sheffields.
Oh dang! Wait, so he he's in the family.
He's the family man.
No,
that's right.
Oh, wow. Wait, that's the ones that you've got trouble with.
That's right. But yeah, I guess you'd classify it as trouble. And
I mean, they got your family. What else did you call it?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not as though they're in prison, but yes, you're right. I get it. I can't believe that I ran into him here. He clearly would prefer for me not to keep my face around too long.
Yeah. Oh no, that was weird. Hey Porter, why don't you gotta go get your family back?
We do. I know.
How do we? I guess we gotta get the whatever from the folks and trade it. I don't know. I wish it was easier than that.
I'm working out a way that I might be able to get my family back in a way that also doesn't make me feel terrible and worry about the lives of other people on Manifest, because I know a person like that and he will not pardon easily, so out with his but if we can get it from him, I don't know, I might be able to make it not work before I give it to the family. Be like, it was just like a showpiece the whole time, and he was lying about it. That's That's the best I've got right now. It's the early formation of a plan, obviously.
Okay, yeah, that works. And I could stand in the back and I won't wink, and I'll be like,
Right.
I tried to shoot it and it didn't work. And like help you out a little bit.
Yeah. You're really learning how to pick up on that on those peddler skills.
Yeah,
then.
it's like you sort of lie to people, but in a way that's good for you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy. Okay, I mean it's not easy. It's not really what you're supposed to do. Sort of out of the verities, but I get it now. I understand it, and like it's all just money. It's all good fun.
Is it totally out of the verities? I mean, there's still balance, right? And you're lying about something, but generally we don't lie to people we're trying to steal from. It's not good people that you lie to generally. You don't have to. If they're good people, they'll help you, but
Yeah, I guess, but then you sort of lead them astray off of their path, and it knocks them off of balance, and that ain't good. That ain't what you're supposed to do. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of things about it, but generally, just try not to. But it's all right. We're having fun. Hey, Porter Cask, you don't gotta answer me. Can I ask you something?
sure, Gus, what's up?
What was you and Elle doing that tent the other day? She went in your tent, buddy.
I know. We slept. That's what happened. We were just sleeping. There may have been some cuddles. I cannot confirm it, but
Porter, you dang dog. Porter, you know that, like, I don't know, Dex and I are rooting for y'all.
I know. That's very sweet.
Y'all are so sweet together. Why can't you just be like together and stuff?
I'm always afraid of putting another person in danger. If I can't even protect my family, I can't imagine how I can protect her. And it's not my job to protect her, and it's not my job to protect my family. It's just something that I'd like to do naturally, It's not even about protection necessarily. It's putting somebody actively in danger. I don't want to do that to her.
I don't know. Remember when Dex was like, you're all going to be in danger if you come with me and do this, and we were all like, yeah, of course we're going to do it. Like that, you got to let her make the choice to do the things with you and like be with you because she wants to be with you. I'm terrible. God, I'm so bad at reading people and stuff. I try to tell the people up there my name is Rich Johnman, and they
John Man.
Isn't that like I thought it was like a rich person name. I don't know, but
because it had Rich in it.
Yeah, it starts with Rich.
Right.
It didn't work. Mr. Foster saw through it. But hey, look, bud, I believe in you too. I think you're gonna be great, and I think she wants to be with you, and you want to be with her, and I don't know. I think it's gonna work out, Porter, and I'm excited for it too because I want y'all to be happy together.
No, I really appreciate that, Gus. I hope it goes well too.
Yeah,
and
It's Gus falling asleep, standing up. I love it.
Can I? Hey.
yeah.
Can I offer you a little bit of advice? We just got a little bit to go. Come on, just a little bit further.
Yeah, a little bit of water, a little bit of ice, please.
Yeah. All right. Just a small bit of advice.
Mm-hmm.
When you're coming up with names and things, if you're trying to pretend like you're somebody else, use like a name that you've heard before of like a person that actually exists, and then like it doesn't have to be this. You can like switch them up, but like a first name and last name that does exist. That might help you. It might make you seem like more of a real person.
But like you met so many more people than I have, and I can't be like Saoirse or Lisa. Well, I'm not supposed to say her name. I don't know as many names as you know. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I'll tell everybody I'm Porter.
Porter Payne.
Porter Payne is fun. It's a fun
yeah.
one. It's
You-
got the
you-
And then
sounds like a name from the
Light
Light
of
of
the
Darkness.
I'm gonna send them that one in. That's a good one. They're gonna use that.
Porter, you lay Gus down in his tent and put a blanket on him. Put another jug of water next to him. Gus will have convalescence as you
Yes.
as you lower the light of the lantern, and Gus is able to fall asleep for the night.
Thanks, Porter. I appreciate you.
That's right. Love you, buddy.
Fucking perfection. All right. Dex, Scruff, Eloise. Who wants to go?
I think mine is last, so I'll throw that out there.
Okay.
Do you not want to go, Addie?
I don't really mind either way. So if it seems like a natural time,
You
then I
picked
can
Porter,
go.
right?
I did.
Okay, cool. In the next day or the following days after that event, Eloise and Porter have a moment together. Eloise, what did you roll?
2 hits.
Porter, you get to learn something about Eloise.
Oh.
So we'll say Gus is finally recovered from his hangover, and he and Dex have gone off to get more ice cream. Perhaps it's time for everybody. And who knows where Scruff is? And there's a moment where Eloise, you realize, like, you had that moment where you're like, wait, I haven't been explaining things for a minute. You're like, wait, hold on. When the fuck did Scruff leave? And you're alone working on the thing, and you think the camp is empty, and then Porter's like tent flap opens up, and you realize you're not alone, Eloise. And
Yeah,
now it's just the two of you in camp.
I think Porter has been working on. Actually, I'd like to roll for this at some point, but he's working on something for Gus. Since I think that conversation really touched him. He wants to make like injection spikes for his gloves, so that he can like pack in tonics into his gloves, and like when he punches them, they get injected into a person. Is that a possible thing?
Sort of. It's gonna be one use only.
Sure.
Like,
Like
but basically, like
ammo. Kind of?
no, worse than ammo. Ammo kind of is an amorphous one use only.
Sure.
Because there's no thing that is like an attachment on a fist weapon where you punch somebody and it does a tonic. That's a projectile weapon thing that doesn't exist in melee. But what you can do is you can achieve that generally by like basically making it a thing that he can roll unarmed to like in his normal attack if he wants to like deploy a tonic of yours. So I'm gonna say that's gonna take 2 first aid cubes and 1 machinery cube.
All right.
And I won't make you roll for it because it's kind of a general good. And because you have fabrication, instead of 3 uses of this, just by doing it, you make 4 uses.
All right.
Or it's not fabrication. What is it? Mass production? Mass production.
Mass production. That's right.
Yeah. That talent. So like you're working on it. It takes like the day, for you to put it together. But yeah, that'll be a thing that you will be able to present to Gus whenever you want. It will just be like a thing that you kind of like you examined his, like you got a good look at his like gauntlets and like his spikes, and you realize like the distance between the blades, and you were like, oh, I could like add a thing that like has like a trigger that if he presses it when he punches, it'll like it'll transfer that tonic to somebody. And so that's gonna be a thing that you can just give him. It won't take up any mod points, and he can have up to 4 uses of it.
I think so. Coming out of the tent flap, I see Eloise and I go over and I think I ask her, do you happen to have any like, spring ejectors or anything like that?
Sure. And I like display a bunch of different ones that I have, like that I could fabricate.
Yeah, that size right
This
there.
one, yeah, actually, I made extra because don't worry about it, and I like give them to you. What are you making?
I'm trying to make something for Gus, like a fist weapon that can inject the tonic. So if he wants to do like a real one knockout punch, he can put like a sleep tonic or something. Like
Oh,
that.
sure. You don't actually want those. Here's the schematics for Gus's gauntlets. Because I made them. And you want this guy, and then also this. And that way, if you, and then it'll be really easy for you to just, he can just like clip them on, and it'll be sort of like an attachment. And that way, if it's conspicuous, you could take them off too. So, that should work. That's so cool. That's such a great design. That's cool.
We had a good talk the other night, and I'd just like to do something nice for him. I thought it might be like a fun project to work on.
Yeah, that's real sweet.
How did you go to school to learn this? I guess I never really thought about it, but I know that you grew up with quite a bit of money, right? But why did you choose a trade?
You say this as like a perfect hologram replication of Gus's gauntlets, like parts pulled and kind of floating around each other, like it floats in front of you and you have to like step around it. And she's already got like little red markings on it that show like the way that you could implement the design that you had onto the gauntlet like perfectly.
Sure, yeah.
I didn't go to school for this. I guess I kind of did. I didn't ever go to school. I just had tutors. So, because my daddy was an inventor, and a real good one, and he taught me. Because it was just me and him a lot of the time. I wasn't really allowed out. So he taught me so much, and he was like, always telling me how to think about things, and he was real famous, and I mean he was real famous. He actually was like the main inventor because that's how my family made money.
Yeah. What did he invent something I might have heard of?
Your med kit.
This exact one?
Yeah, the farthing medical kit.
Your father invented the farthing medical kit.
Yes.
I guess for some reason I just thought, you were part of like a regular aristocracy, kind of like I don't mean this in any kind of offensive way, but like most of the rich people that I meet, they just kind of come from money because they've always had money. I think him creating something like that, you come from something huge.
Yeah. Yeah. my daddy was the president and chief technical officer of Farthing Dynamics, and I am until he died.
Sure.
And yeah, and so now I think probably my siblings are all part of that conglomerate. And my name is Briar.
Is that something I should call you, or is that something that you want to be done with?
I like it when you call me Eloise, but I guess you should know. Is that okay?
He kind of like straightens up and holds out his hand, and he says, "It's very nice to meet you, Briar."
And I like I hold up my hand as well. It's like, very nice to meet you.
I like Eloise too, though. It's a gorgeous name.
It was I took it from my mama. That was her middle name, and I took it. So, but yeah, so my daddy taught me until he died, and until he died, and then and then I was on my own. Well, not on my own. All of my siblings were like, we hate her, but we have to take care of her. So they passed me around until, I couldn't. They didn't care. So I left, and they don't really miss me. Though I did get an LRC from my oldest sibling, well, my second oldest sibling. And they wrote and said that they wanted me to come home, but I think that's not true. They were not nice to me.
Why would they tell you that they want to come? That they want you to come home? Like, why would they want to trick you?
I have an extremely large trust fund. And the will, my daddy's will, wasn't going to be read until I turned 20, which is now. So I don't know if it's true or not, but they could have found me in Waypoint. They could have found me. They have more money than anybody. So they didn't like me anyway. They always thought I was the reason that our mama died. So
both parents. I'm so sorry.
I don't remember her. I was real little. They were taking me to Alonestead to get tested for a cure.
I think you told me you were sick. Yeah.
Yeah. I was saying sick instead of illuminated.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, that's my really sad story.
I'm so sorry I had to go through that. I'm really happy that you're with me now, though. I'm happy that you came to Waypoint and I got to meet you. even if what got you there was horrible.
I mean, it wasn't so bad. There was just like 2 real bad years.
Hmm.
And then it was okay.
I mean, sometimes even if it's a short amount of time, we carry that with us. There are things I think about every day that I can't seem to let go. But that's why you have people you travel with. Otherwise, I know I'd go insane.
I wouldn't want that.
Me either.
Oh,
I know you're busy with the helicopter, but do you want to keep working with me on this for a little while?
yeah, I would like that. I would like that. Do you like this design? I could make a new one that incorporates more of the things that you came up with.
No, you've made this so much more efficient. Are you kidding me? Absolutely
It's
not.
really
No,
good because I
please.
didn't want to, but I thought it would be nice if I did. So
Thank you for saying
Okay.
that. That was very kind of you.
yeah. So the thing is that we've misaligned the sprockets here, which means there's going to be a little bit of delay on the injection.
Can't have that.
Yeah. So Eloise and Porter work together on this gift for Gus. Porter, you get 4 uses of it. It's in your inventory until you give it to Gus.
Excellent.
And the way we'll play it is that it will work kind of like injection ammo, where injection ammo, you don't have to decide what tonic is in it until you do it. Like until you successfully do it.
Right.
Once you hit someone with an injection arrow, you decide what tonic is there. The
Right.
way we're going to do it is any tonic that is in your inventory or Gus's inventory is on the table. And Gus, when he punches someone, instead of dealing damage, can pick a tonic from your inventory or his inventory to deploy on that person.
Excellent. I know technically I already did this earlier in the session, but I'm counting that as a deal was made that is tilted in my favor.
Gus being able to punch people?
No, just as you as a GM telling me that
Oh,
that's
fuck
how
off.
that works and having
All right. Who's next? Dex, right?
I think Scruff is last, so that's just me then.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Porter, and I got 2 hits.
Okay, cool. This is at some point after that. Porter and Eloise, you finish up working. Porter splits off. It could be that day. It could be later in the week. There's a moment where Porter and Dex have some time together. I don't know what that scene looks like, so you guys can tell me.
Yeah, I don't think. I think Dex is not super interested, like not disinterested, but he's like as interested in going and exploring Tobias Station as Gus is. Because I think for Dex, like he's really excited to see Gus be really excited about it. Because there's not a lot here that Dex finds really interesting. Like the fact that it's big and there's a lot of people for Dex is not like a big draw. He's, been to a lot of towns and like Isabel's taught him stuff. He doesn't, the largeness of it isn't a shock. So like, I think maybe Gus is like, I'm going to go look at the sporting goods store. Gus is now, if you're okay with it, Roman, I think Gus is like getting deep into rebound equipment.
He's got the gloves. He's got the shorts. He's got the socks.
Yeah, he's got the ball and the glove, like basic ball and gloves, and now he's looking like, oh, but should I get a Wagner ball? They're like so much better and they last longer. They're supposed to bounce better.
Yeah, and Dex is like, I'm gonna stay here, I think. So maybe we're just around camp.
Yeah.
Like, and there's an opportunity. And I think I actually don't remember if Porter said out loud that he wanted to have a conversation with Dex, but I think over the week, like Porter is good enough at personality and Dex is good enough at reading people that, like, if there's been some nonverbal signal of, like, I would like to talk to you, Dex has picked up on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know, around the campfire one night, I offer you a stick of jerky.
Thanks.
So the other week, I think you said something that I don't know if I've ever heard you actually say. Did you call yourself a warden of the Silent Peak?
I did.
How did
I
that feel?
Thanks. I tried to get in touch with my master about your dilemma, to, like, ask for guidance about what to do. You know, I didn't give really any detail. I talked to the sheriff of Waypoint in very broad terms, and I didn't, give any details. And he gave me some advice that I didn't really know what to do with at the time. And so I told my master what was going on, and then, like, I asked what to do, and in true Warden fashion, she sent back, "You're asking the wrong person."
And that was it?
That was it.
That's not cryptic at all.
Yeah. But yeah, then I was having a conversation with Eloise. She was convinced I was going to shoot her. And I had to explain the gap between things that I won't do and things that I have to, like, I will shoot someone for. And, like, in the middle somewhere there, what I realized is I have all this training, I have all these teachings, but out here, I just have to figure out where the line is every time. And there's no hard and fast, I mean, cold-blooded murder is like, let's say no is probably wrong. There's some hard and fast rules, right? Like cold-blooded murder. I feel like kidnapping is pretty high on the list generally, but I mean,
Makes sense.
I like, if you, like, poison a well, maybe. I feel like that
Oh,
one's.
that's absolutely on the list. That's high up there.
But I guess the thing is that it's just figuring it out every time, right? And if it's just me out here, right? And I don't mean that like you guys aren't with me, but, like, I'm the gunslinger, right? I'm the one with the code. I'm the one who draws the line in the sand and says, "Past here, I shoot you." And so if it's just me figuring it out, what's the the buckle is nice, and I've seen the guns that my master has, and the full wardens have, and they're nicer than mine, but I don't think that's what makes you a warden. I think it's just deciding you're ready to be.
Maybe that's what they're training you to do. Not so much, shoot and kill every single person that you can. But that's why they put you in the world, right? The only person who can decide that you're ready is you.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking with Eloise, and it was actually really, really enlightening, in trying to explain why I wasn't going to shoot her. By the way, she told me the whole thing with Black Star. I am glad that whatever conversation you had seems to have dissuaded her from that.
I honestly, I think that her conversation with you was part of that as well. More than you know, Dex, you're our moral compass.
I guess. I hope I'm pointing north.
You've led us pretty well so far.
Thanks. The sheriff in Las Vegas, man, really got under my skin. And I get it. I'm young. I look like I don't know anything, right? I can't grow a beard. It's just not happening.
Oh no, Dex gets a grit.
But you know what? I think I know what I'm doing out here. And I know I came on a little strong about, my life and my path is violent and dangerous always, but that's true. And I'm glad you guys, knowing that, decided to come with me.
There are a lot of paths we could have taken, but I think they really all converged on this one. It was a choice for sure, but this was the only right one.
Raise the jerky and I don't drink. I'll eat
Slap
to that.
Yeah.
There we-
Wait 1 second, and then I'm gonna run over to the back of my wagon and just kind of dig around looking for something, kind of tossing shit out. And I'll come back with a small tin, and I say, rub some of this on your cheeks and on your chin right before you go to bed every night.
Works.
Just look at me.
I will choose not to try and get a read on that.
I feel like I know where this is going as far as XP triggers are concerned. Porter, in order for you to have this, I don't call for this often, but in order for you to have this, you either have to spend a machinery cube or a first aid cube.
That's fair. I'll do a first aid cube.
Okay. And because
That's my thing, right?
I guess you have mass production, so you've spent one, so you can have 3 in your inventory of beard be there. A special concoction that's guaranteed to grow hair on your face.
Oh, good. Thank you.
The thing is that you shouldn't have mentioned XP at all. This was a beautiful scene, a wonderful scene, free from any nefarious intentions. But if this beard oil is bullshit, I get XP for saying so.
Well, you won't know. You won't know, now will you? How many doses do you give him, Porter?
I'll give him 2 tins. I'll give him 2.
Nice.
Just enough to get him hooked.
That's right.
All right, cool. Scruff, who did you pick?
Tommy, with your permission, I'd like to roll back the clock a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
I chose Gus.
Yeah.
And I think in the wee hours of the morning before dawn's light creeps into the tent, the night that Gus got hammered. I should say as preface, Scruff is not necessarily an easy person to get to know. His personality is a 2. And so I spent a grit to shoot the moon. And in the wee hours of the morning, with Gus clearly getting ready for a massive hangover, I think you feel Gus like a hand kind of slapping at your face. Hey, hey, wake up! You look like a vato who gets hurt a lot. You get your ass beat, boy.
Sometimes I do, and sometimes they do.
No, you look like you get your ass beat a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the armor's got all patches in it.
Why does that
Yeah,
happen to
got
you?
They got it all punched off by this guy who was real mad.
Why'd you let him do that?
What time is it? Because I was trying to make a fight go longer. So I had to take a few punches.
You were getting your ass kicked and you wanted the fight to go longer?
Yeah, I thought we were trying to put on a show, but I think it was a real fight.
Man, you're dumb as rocks. Here, this is for you. And I toss him a first aid cube wrapped in twine.
How many successes did you get, Scruff?
I rolled a 14.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. It was shooting the moon. It was shooting. Oh, wait, that's bad. That's bad.
That's very
Extremely bad.
That's
catastrophically bad.
catastrophically bad.
Yes.
Scruff, what time is it?
Probably like 5.
All right, this is what it is. Scruff?
I tried to set up what would be the most catastrophic possible setup for
Scruff,
this.
the first aid cube I gave you earlier
Yes.
wasn't a
The one that
first
he
aid
stole.
cube. It wasn't a
Oh,
first aid
okay.
cube. It was a tonic. And you don't know what that tonic does, but it looks good. It's got a nice green color to it.
Yeah, I wrapped it in twine.
Yeah. And so Gus, Scruff tosses you what you can put in your inventory as mystery tonic.
It's hair of the dog. Take it now.
Yes, for a hangover?
Yeah, it'll help you. It makes you feel better.
Usually I like sleep. I like sleep for hangover.
Nah, that hasn't been working for you so far. You look real messed up.
Yeah, I guess I gave it the best shot I could. Thank you, Scruff.
Yeah, last drop. What happens?
It's wild to
Just
me that
died.
shoot the moon is like just probabilistically a better shot at you shooting the shit than rolling the test normally.
Yes.
Okay. So Gus, you take the shot, Scruff bails, you pass out. Going into what will be next session, these are your side effects.
Cool.
I need you to write these down.
I'm writing them.
Death, gut rot,
Oof.
thinned blood, and migraine.
Oh man.
Jeez, is there any beneficial effect to this tonic at all?
No, and here's the best part. It's a catastrophic failure. Gus, or Roman, really. I had you write those down because those side effects don't come into play until I say so.
What?
Okay,
Tommy,
so he wakes up
Tommy,
the next
here-
morning feeling fine?
Yeah.
Here's the
I mean,
thing.
hungover, but
No,
all right.
actually,
Tommy-
I'll say you feel a little bit better than you normally would, given the amount that you drink. Like you're like a drink of water, a little bit of food, you're good.
Tommy, I completely accept all of these developments, but I do want to know by next session why the fuck some random person had this in their camp.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta find this
like,
fucking doctor.
Take a week, but I want to know why. This
Yo,
person
I don't even need to take a week.
Give it to me.
Peddlers who are full of shit are a fucking thing. You sold from someone who bought from a snake oil salesman, and this is what they gave you. You saved some dumb asshole who's not part of this party. They don't even know what you saved them from.
It's fucking dude brewed oops all side effects. You gotta get him on the line. He's the best poison maker on Manifest.
It's that stuff that they used to give you to make you throw up, except it's like rotted. It's past its expiration date.
God.
Expired Ipecac.
Yes, it's expired Ipecac is exactly what it is.
I think just to drive the wedge just a little bit more. I probably don't leave him alone. Like I think I'm doing good. I think I'm helping him out, and I think early to bed, early to rise. It's gonna help you out. It's gonna whatever. And so I like try and keep him up.
Gus, roll endure for me real quick.
It's 4 hits.
Cool. You don't take any hit point damage, but you did stay up through a night, basically. So next time that you don't do a full-on rest, it could be worse.
Cool.
All right,
Yeah,
and
Scruff.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, Scruff, I guess we make prep. It's still so dark out here.
It's the best time. No one's watching you. No one's in your business. This is how you stay out of fights, right? Like that's kind of like my specialty. You gotta operate whenever everyone's up and around. You don't be there. That's how you do it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Come
that's-
on, I gotta lift some shit.
Yeah, I gotta meditate real quick.
No.
Meditate real quick.
I need you to lift up. I have to do some repairs on my rooster strider, so you need to hold the leg up.
Make it level. All right, fucking great. That's where we're gonna end tonight's session. Roman, I do need you to send me those side effects so I can throw them at you whenever I want next session.
They're at the top of my character sheet. Right under Gus Gurley is side effects: death, gut rot, thin blood, migraine.
Someone asked, "The fuck
I'm
is gut
sorry.
rot?" Gut rot is you take 3 hit point damage or you spend a grit. It's one of those two.
No, it's the best. It's like a freaking Looney Tunes cartoon. It's an anvil hanging on by a thinning rope.
Brilliant. What a great bad blood. It's great because it's got a delayed reaction.
delayed
right?
release.
Yeah. It's like Gus thinks you guys are great, and he's gonna drink that tonic and be like, "What the fuck?"
Gus, I don't know if Gus thinks they're great.
All right, fantastic. All right, cool. That is it for the session. I do believe, Addie, correct me if I'm wrong, we have some Discord questions.
We do. Let's take a look. All right. So, our first question comes from Argitlam. In honor of the release of Skyward Sword HD, let's build Groose. Notable traits: expert aviator, riding a giant bird. Self-taught engineer, builds medieval siege weaponry by himself and is vital to your success against a recurring boss. Is pretty strong. He's twice Link's size, shoulder to shoulder, and a solid foot taller than him.
Okay, well, you said expert aviator, but then you said it's an animal he rides, so that's the metal
Yes.
tree. That's the metal tree. He's got like a fucking
Mm.
piazza bird or
Oh,
whatever.
Piazza bird, holy hell, that would be sick.
That is his animal companion that he flies around on.
That's very cool.
I want to run that manifest campaign. I want to run the manifest campaign with a bunch of wranglers, and I let everyone just go buck wild with their animal companions.
Yeah, so it's the metal tree because he's got the animal companion, like the alpha animal companion track, and then
Gotta have reasoning.
reasoning for all
Or,
the building.
Yeah.
Know-how.
Know-how,
Know-how
yeah.
is the tree.
No house, you
Um,
can make all of the siege weapons.
Yep. and is pretty strong. So that doesn't sound like he has to have the brawn tree, but he definitely has to have at least
Brawn or hardiness,
Muscle.
right?
muscle. Yeah, it could also have hardiness because there's a recurring boss, or maybe because he stays up all night.
It sounds like
making
he's got a
stuff.
lot of blood, which is
Hardiness.
Part of hardiness.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, that's amazing. Yeah, so that's that.
Yeah, that's that guy. It sounds about right. Like,
Yeah.
basically, the animal companion thing, the thing about it is the GM, like, there's a part in that chain where you can have an animal companion, and if the GM says it's okay, it can also be a mount. So basically, like, the animal companion thing is, like, you work with the GM and you decide something that is narratively appropriate and, like, mechanically appropriate for your animal companion, and then, like, that's the way you do it. So that it fits the campaign every time.
Yeah.
What Tommy is saying is there is literally no rule that says you can't ride an Ocarino as your animal companion. In fact, there's a rule that says maybe you can.
It says maybe, yeah, emphasis on maybe, but maybe you can.
There's a character who's done it. So I mean,
Exactly.
Badlands Pete ain't real.
Badlands Pete ain't real, Seth.
What else we got, Addie?
Yeah, then Argit Long has sent us a second question, which is, what is your favorite all 4 triggers in one go action? We all know about the Gunslinger special, but what others have we observed?
That's a good one.
Oh, when I was Badlands Pete, I did it. I did it.
You have to step away for a second.
When I wrote Ocarina, when I wrote and punched Ocarina.
Because
it is real, damn it. This is erasure.
I think we actually have seen a ton of all 4 triggers in a single action.
Yeah.
Over the course of playtesting, me and Addie went through a few of the paths and tried to figure out ones. I think my favorite that we came up with is if you are an explorer who is afraid of heights and you cliff dive right after someone has missed the water and you do it successfully, that's 4 XP in one go. And that's maybe my favorite. The other one is if you're a tinkerer trying to strap a rocket to your car and it immediately blows up. That one is also all 4 XP in one go.
Right, that's very good. Yeah. That's my favorite trigger, actually, is something blows up. That's
explosion alters the situation.
That actually happened in the playtesting for the Gen Con for the Gen Con modules. There's a pre-gen that's a tinkerer, and they decided that they wanted to make a grenade. And so they literally were like, I'm going to shoot the moon to make this grenade right now. And they failed, but they had a hardened fire-resistant armor. And so they came out of it okay. But it did immediately blow up in their face. And based on the triggers that they had, I don't
think this was the Tinker. I think this was the Fire Rustler.
Yeah, that's it. It's the Carney Brawler.
Someone playing the Carney Brawler was like, I'm going to make a grenade.
Yeah. And then they did get blown up immediately and totally lived. And it was extremely funny. Yeah. So
that's amazing.
When we went through all of them, we found that I think almost every single one through like a certain contrived like situation.
Almost everybody can do it in I think everyone can do it in a single scene.
Mm-hmm.
A few of them can do it in a single action. The Gunslinger, I think, is unique in that it can shoot one bullet and hit 4 triggers.
Yeah, the second closest one is the Grifter, who can do it in one handshake.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then in a close second, it's the Gambler who can do it in a card hand.
Yeah, in a single game of cards.
I would like to submit into evidence Doctor can do it in one roll.
That was the other one. Doctor was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A body part is surgically attached or
Did we talk through
removed.
this yet?
No,
Oh, you already got it. You got it. Okay.
No,
That was
not
great.
on
You should
stream.
talk
Not
through
on
it.
stream.
But
You should do
me and
it.
Addie did have this
Oh, okay.
conversation for Doctor, and
Yeah.
it was
A
great.
body part is surgically attached or removed. You administer first aid in adverse conditions. An injury from the injury table is successfully treated. And then it's a toss up for the 4. It could be you provide medical assistance to someone who doesn't deserve it. Or it could be you made someone do the teamwork test
You
with you.
volunteer somebody.
Yeah, you make someone help you and give you a teamwork test. Those are ones
Yeah, we
where
really like the
someone
one.
loses an arm and they don't deserve it, and you reattach it while bullets are flying. Boom, one action.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, you're in a battlefield, and like one of the enemies goes down, who's like been trying to shoot you this whole time, and you're like, hold on, like trying to like put them back together. I love that. I think that's really fun. But yeah, pretty much all of them can do it in one way or another. It's just some of them can do it in like a shorter time span, and the firing, like the shortest time span is the gunslinger special.
Yeah, bang,
Mhm.
done.
Yeah.
And I think it's the one that's been done most often as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Um,
Actually, I've done it for because I only play brawlers. I'm very familiar. I think I've done it a couple times in at least one turn, like potentially doubling down as a
mhm.
brawler. Because I did it. I also did it the time I beat up a proto martyr so that he was gonna explode, and then I dropped him back into his tank.
Yeah, that was very cool. I
It's
love
the
that.
time the time Roman beat a tank in a fist fight.
Yeah. Superior firepower.
Yeah, and then I think the only other question, unfortunately, I reloaded the chat, so I've only got about half of it. But there is a question that says, would Gus even, from Wanda, who I'm so excited to see in the chat, would Gus even know the effects from the tonic if they're delayed? So basically,
But you know that they're coming from the tonic.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
my GM reading is you feel fine, but there's a weird feeling in your stomach, and like it has like every time you burp, it tastes a little bit like the tonic you took.
It's that thing where you get food poisoning 2 days later, but you know it was Jack in the Box. Like
Exactly.
you know it was that
100%.
Jack in the Box
That's so
from 2 days
specific.
ago.
Exactly.
I'm not
that.
speaking from personal experience at all. What are you talking
Oh
about,
my
Addie? How
gosh.
dare you accuse me?
That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Gus knows.
You know.
Yeah, so I think that is it for questions. We'll like vamp for just a minute longer to see if anybody has any other questions they want to throw in the
Yeah,
chat.
I'll talk a little bit
Um,
about when we're here next.
Tommy's gonna do that.
It's next week. Hey, next week, Tuesday the 10th. We're going to be back. Tay will be rejoining us as Scruff did not die this session.
That we know of.
That we
Gus is
know
gonna
of.
kill him next session, but you know.
The groundwork has been laid. Yeah, we're going to be back on 10 p.m. or
I
so 10.
just die off screen because I drank the other 10 tonics that I didn't give Gus.
We're going to be back on August 10th at 8 p.m. Central. This will be the lovely cast, and we will continue forward with all of the fun stuffs.
We do actually have a question, I think, for Tabletail. Yeah, WandaBug says, tell people how we can join a public campaign of Manifest.
You can't currently join a public campaign of Manifest through Tabletail, but you could hire Addie to run Manifest for you and your friends.
Yeah.
And you can do that right now at
Also through Tabletail.
tabletailgames.com. Yeah, tabletailgames.com. Private session. Book Addie. She runs Manifest.
Yeah, and Tommy might drop in and be like, "That's not the rule," and then like run away. So we'll see how that goes.
Extra bang for your buck there.
But yeah, the thing that I hinted out earlier was that there's also going to be potentially a limited amount of games that will be running also at Origins, and Tommy would be running those ones, so you get to play with the real expert. So
Do you have
also
to
an
physically
option.
be there, or can you do? Are y'all doing any online versions of?
The online thing for Origins is not great for gameplay.
Got
It's great for like artist exhibits and like merch stores, but the actual like gameplay is like not super robust. They're using a lot of
Sure.
like Steam for like tabletop simulator, which is not great for us.
Sure.
So unfortunately, we won't be doing any online stuff for Origins unless it goes completely online because of the whole Delta, Gamma, Greek alphabet, exciting stuff that's happening with COVID. So, yeah. Cool. I'm happy we're ending on this downer.
You can play Manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
wanna-
you can always join us here on Tuesday night.
Yeah. Private
Yeah.
games on Tabletail, and then also Origins, and then if you're one of the like primary backers of the Kickstarter, the people who did like the $200 drop or whatever it was, those people we're going to be reaching out to in the next couple months to schedule our games.
Those highly customized games with
As
Tommy.
soon as the PDF hits, it's going to follow up with a message that goes, "Yeah, when you want to play."
Yeah. So if you're one of those very lucky people, also be looking in your inbox for that, because that's so exciting.
I do believe, just a slight clarification of what Tommy said, I think the Origins games are not 100% confirmed yet.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to drive at and didn't do a very good job.
Not 100%, but I, in specific, am working on
it. Oh no,
It's all good.
we've gone missing.
It's all here. Everything's fine.
Okay, everything is fine. Awesome.
I just clicked on Discord and it was like, "You want to be in this channel?" And I was like, "No."
I did appreciate the shoot.
Like
What's his name
tablet.
now? The little
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
Did Dinklage make it in one of the windows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
Roman
Yes,
turned
he
into Peter
did.
Dinklage.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, 'cause
Beautiful.
Fucking Tay over here quoting the best line in all of Destiny. Go look up "That Wizard Came from the Moon." It's one of Peter Dinklage's best line readings in any media. It's fantastic.
All right.
And with that, I think Tommy.
Yeah, I think we are done for this evening. No questions in the chat, no more questions in the Discord. We're gonna wrap it up. We are here next week at 8 p.m. Central, August 10th. We'll see y'all there. And who
Like,
knows?
follow, and subscribe.
Like, follow, and
Share with your friends.
And who knows? Maybe these 5 drifters will meet a very important figure that they didn't meet this session.
Ooh.
That Gray Foster.
All right. Goodbye,
I hope I
everybody.
don't
We
throw
love
up on the
you.
Raven.
Bye.
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.